Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. I couldn't sleep, and then I got up early, so I thought, you know what? Let's do some missing flyers. I know that there won't be a lot of you this morning, considering it's 5:30 a.m. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Nope, that didn't work. It is 5:30 a.m. Just bear with me here. All right. So what I'm going to do? Let me go ahead and greet chat. Hey, Deborah Doohickey, thank you for joining. Thanks, Trina. I don't know what you're doing up this morning, but I hope you're having a good morning. Hey, Just Lovemore, welcome. Happy to see you. Alex, thank you for joining. So, guys, what we're going to do is I'm just going to read some missing persons flyers. We'll kind of go from there. But before we start, I don't know if you guys can remember the Danielle Lopez. She's been missing for a long time. It's the Danielle Lopez case. Arctic and I had interviewed her mom, Sue, and there are some updates. I kind of want to go through the Facebook page with you, give those updates. I have spoken with Sue. Sue has given me permission to go by her words, word for word, on like her little message on her Facebook. So thank you guys for joining me this morning, and let's go ahead and jump into it and get started. If I miss anybody in chat, I apologize, but when I start reading flyers, I kind of just focus on that. If you have any questions, please put like a caution sign, something that'll get my attention. As I look over, it'll catch my attention and I'll star it. At the very end, I'll take your questions. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let me make sure that you guys can see this first. All right. Hope the sound is okay. Sound okay, guys? Before I get on here and have a live and then it not work at all like last time? Yes. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll go ahead and get started with this, and then after that, we'll go through the Facebook page, and then I'll go ahead and continue to read some flyers. Hi, Aurora. Thank you for joining. I don't know what for me it's 5:30 a.m., but I'm just going to go ahead and get some flyers and put out some updates. All right, so we're just going to start with Danielle Lopez. This Nancy Grace had interviewed Sue, and then in the past, Arctic and I had her on our panel, and she did really, really well. Sue's just an amazing woman, amazing. Or does it sound okay? I know last time my mic was like staticky. Does it sound okay to you? Or might have went to sleep on me already. Uh, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. If Aurora, if you are still out there and you do hear it and it gets staticky, just kind of put a caution sign up or some kind of flashy something rather, and I'll catch it at the end. Thank you. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and get started. Then we have Nancy Grace. Miss Nancy. It's okay now? Okay, thank you, Aurora. Thank you.
News tonight. New video just emerging after a missing Jersey woman's car is found disabled in Pine Barrens tonight. Where is Danielle? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
A New Jersey woman's baffling disappearance while camping leaves her mother searching for answers. What happened to Danielle?
How could this beautiful young woman just vanish off the face of the earth just like that? I don't buy it. Okay, how did the whole thing start? Listen.
Saturday, Sue texts Danielle to check in, but doesn't get a response. That's not completely unusual, but as Sue sends several more texts and call multiple times with no response, she begins to fear something is wrong. When it's been a week with no contact with Danielle, Sue reports Danielle missing to the New Jersey State Police. Officers begin an intense investigation trying to retrace Danielle's steps.
joining me in all-star panel, but straight out to Danielle's mom, Sue Quackenbush. Miss Quackenbush, thank you for being with us. I'm going to get to the new video in just one moment, but Miss Quackenbush, when is the last time you spoke with your daughter?
Friday night, April 12th.
And what was your conversation?
It was a good conversation. She said she was camping. I wondered why. She was there. I guess there was an eclipse. Then
Right.
we talked. I prayed with her. She struggled since the loss of her brothers and her father and grandfather. But she was sounding okay. It was just a regular conversation.
She was camping till
I just want to add too that Sue here is an amazing woman. She is super, super strong and she's holding it together here. But this interview was 8 months ago. So we do have some later updates from her words with her permission for me to go ahead and do this. But guys, if you will, just kind of keep her in your thoughts because she really is struggling. I mean, I couldn't imagine what she's going through.
look at the eclipse.
That was my understanding.
Okay. And she seemed in good spirits.
She was.
Okay. When you state that you prayed with her, that's because she had suffered loss, as had you. What had happened?
In 2015, I lost my oldest son to suicide. Not 10 months later, I lost my youngest son, who was serving as a Marine. 2020, Danielle lost her grandfather that she was living with to COVID, and a month later, her father to COVID as well.
Your family has been through so much.
Wow.
And now
Heartbreaking.
this. Miss Quackenbush, how, as a crime victim myself, I'm always curious. How do you get to sleep at night? How do you take your mind off Danielle missing, even for 5 minutes?
It's not easy. I have strong faith that this will be made right, but it's not easy.
Miss Quackenbush spoke to her daughter that day. Everything was fine. Listen.
Danielle Lopez is in frequent contact with her mom and calls her from the Brendan T. Burns State Forest Campground Friday night. Sue tells her daughter it sounds like fun. Danielle hasn't been camping since she was a little girl. Danielle tells Sue to stop worrying when Sue questions if it's warm enough to be camping. Danielle ends their conversation with the usual, "I love you and we'll talk soon."
Joining me is Danielle's mom, Sue Quackenbush. Miss Quackenbush, you stated that everything seemed fine. You guys typically pray together over the phone. That was not unusual. So she goes out camping to see the eclipse, and you were actually worried that she might get cold.
Yes.
Well, describe that part of the conversation.
I just said it's April. It's cold at night. She assured me she had a heater, a campfire, and that she was okay. She struggled a lot after the losses. Danielle struggled a lot. So I worried.
What do you mean by struggled?
After the loss of her father, she had resources, and so she wasn't working. That didn't change anything. I'm a mom, having lost 2 children. I was very much in touch with her, calling her twice a day. We didn't always speak twice a day, but I called her twice a day.
So you guys were in very, very close contact. Has there ever been a time when it's been over a month that you don't speak to her?
Never.
Okay, back to the moment that Danielle seemingly just vanished off a very, very popular hiking trail. Listen.
At 9:11 a.m. Saturday morning, Danielle is spotted on surveillance footage buying coffee from a Wawa in Vincenttown, about a 10-minute drive from the campsite. Danielle does not appear to be in distress. Danielle uses a Wawa rewards card she shares with her mother, regarded by both as emergency money to make her purchases that morning.
Okay, there is Danielle, and this is 9:11 a.m. on a Saturday morning, spotted in a Wawa in Vincenttown. That's only a few minutes away from the campsite where she was. Now, she's obviously not in any distress at all, and she uses the Wawa rewards card she shared with her mom. Now, Ms. Quackenbush, why did you regard that as, quote, emergency money? What does that mean?
Danielle had resources, but as a mom, if she ever needed gas, if she ever needed anything, we've had it since she was probably 18 that we've shared it. But there were times where she'd grab a coffee and a Wawa sandwich and use it, but not very often. So when I saw this, I wondered, but at least I knew where she was.
When did you realize, Ms. Quackenbush, something was wrong?
I talked with her on Friday night, and by Monday, when I couldn't reach her, I was growing increasingly concerned every day.
So you believe something happened between the Saturday morning at 9:11 when we see her at Wawa's, and by Monday morning, something was horribly wrong.
That's when I started becoming alarmed, and then there were fires in the forest. I woke up that morning to news that there were fires in the forest, and that's when I called the missing persons.
Straight out to Dr. John Delatorre joining us, licensed psychologist, and you can find him online at Resolution FC.
You guys have any questions yet? I know this is a lot because what it was is her and her boyfriend were out. They were going to go see this eclipse, and I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the eclipse. And so they were going to see this eclipse, but then, she's been struggling with grief and a lot's been going on. So her mom just kind of had that feeling. But when she didn't have that contact with Danielle, she kind of just knew, like kind of Barb and Timmy kind of thing. They knew, she felt it. But if that wasn't enough, then she finds out that there's fires out in the same forest to where she's out there to see this eclipse. Um, of course, she's grown. Sue can't stop her, but she did worry the entire time. So she was last seen at the Wawa store. She had coffee and she left with a smile on her face. This guy here, I'm not real fond of. Not that I know him, but um, I think Nancy does a good job. She asks the hard questions. I know a lot of people don't like Nancy. I do. I like a firm voiced woman that's not afraid to answer or ask the hard stuff. So if you get kind of tired of it, just let me know. I'll try to skip through some of it, but it's very, very important that we keep Danielle in our hearts, our prayers, and pray to God that she's still with us. Sue doesn't. I don't know if she thinks that she's with us as much as she just wants to bring her home either way. But I can't thank you guys enough for joining me. I know it's early. I'm excited to even see half you guys in here. And Aurora, thank you so much for being here. I know you don't have to be. It's almost like we're just following each other around. I do appreciate you, though. Don't think I don't. I do.
S.com. Dr. Delatorre, thank you for being with us. That is what we call routine evidence, habit evidence, evidence of routine. They talk to each other about twice a day. They were texting back and forth all the time. We have seen timelines start based on something as seemingly innocuous as a dog barking, and that's the O.J. Simpson case when Nicole Brown's dog, Akita, began to moan and wail, and the neighbors heard it, and they had never heard anything like that before. Here, I would place the timeline starting at about 9:12 after she walked out of that Wawa on a Saturday morning, probably to Sunday night, because by Monday morning, her mother realized something was wrong.
Yeah, not only that, is that by Monday morning, you would think then that she would have responded back to her mother. right? So it's in that time frame that the behaviors of someone really kind of define what exactly it is that's going on. If they're still around and still able to communicate, you would think that they would engage in a behavior that would suggest that everything is fine. If they're not able to do that, then perhaps something else got in the way of them being able to communicate. Lost the phone, or the power goes out on the phone. Something happens in that time frame where she's not able to say, hey, to other people, right? Whether it's friends or whoever it is that's in her life, that she's not able to tell them everything's going okay, right? I'm just out here doing for myself.
Now with us, Brian Fitzgibbons, Director of Operations, USPA Nationwide Security. He leads a team of expert investigators specializing in locating missing people. Brian, the fact that she suddenly stopped, I know it's called routine evidence, evidence of habit, but I would start the timeline right there because that was a huge departure from her normal dyed in the wool routine of talking to mom, praying with mom on the phone, texting back and forth. That starts it for me that Saturday when she steps out of that Wawa.
Certainly. And I'm a student of renowned cold case detective J. Warner Wallace, who talks about these investigations in three phases: the fuse, the explosion, and the fallout. Okay. So when we're talking about what's leading up to her disappearance, we start that timeline where the departure from her routine behavior begins. A lack of a response back to a text, lack of communication. We know that her car broke down. These are all things that are that fuse of what happened that describe to us the lead up to this event.
Ms. Quackenbush, I think actually now that I'm analyzing it, the timeline starts later based on the new video evidence you've seen of a GoPro. But let me ask you this, Sue, did you call and report her missing?
Yes, I did.
When was that and what happened when you called to report her missing?
I believe it was the 23rd that I called. Again, I woke up that morning seeing that there were forest fires, significant forest fires in the Penn State Forest area. And without having been able to reach her, I saw her calls, the texts weren't going through, the calls weren't going through. And I gave it some time and called. Wednesday, the 24th is when I called to report her missing.
Immediately, the search is on. Listen.
Believing Danielle is still in the area, state police launched massive searches for Danielle throughout the state park. Detectives are also searching for her blue two-door 2008 Hyundai Accent that hasn't been seen since Danielle disappeared. The searches get wider and wider until Danielle's car is found abandoned a week later, roughly 15 miles from the campsite. The car is parked in the center of a large puddle on Lost Lane Road, a dirt path deep in the Penn State Forest.
Okay, Sydney Sunra joining me, crimeonline.com investigative reporter. Explain to me about the car being found. What can you tell me about that? Now, this is after Wawa's.
Yes, ma'am. So a week into the search for Danielle, her car is found about 15 miles from the campsite where she was staying. The car was parked on a dirt road deep in the Penn State Forest. This is a heavily wooded area. It's very rural, but it seems to be a fairly popular trail. And her car is parked in this giant mud puddle, and it's just sitting there. The battery is dead.
Now, isn't it true when they jumped it, the emergency blinkers immediately started flashing, and we believe that the flashing blinkers is what ran out the battery?
That's correct, Nancy. That's exactly what police believe happened.
Okay.
All right, so I'm curious what you guys think. I mean, I know that she's out there. They find her car in this mud hole, but and I will show you the Facebook page. Like, there's a lot of people that get stuck out there. I don't know if it's a big party place. I'm not sure. But a lot of people get stuck. And if you go to that Facebook page, they actually discuss, like, hey, can you pull me out of this mud hole and that mud hole? But I wonder, if she's in this mud hole, what would she be by herself? I can see the lights and I can definitely see it with, running the battery dead. But so much of this doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. Anybody have any ideas or any questions? And then I can move on. I have to interrupt here. I have to interrupt Nancy because of fair use. And I know you don't want me to sit here and just ramble, so. Or maybe you do. Cold case unsolved. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. If you guys haven't, you know what? I don't have a mod in here right now, but I will add your link, if nothing else, to my description. I'm sorry. It's too early. Everybody's usually sleeping. I'm just the unnormal one. But if you're not subscribed, please do. They just share flyers. They do the same thing I do. They kind of pick up the older ones that Matt puts out, where I put kind of the newer ones. It's kind of the same system. There's several channels I want to mention at the end of this. Aurora here. Aurora, do you have a channel of your own, or you just kind of make sure that Frank stays in line? If not, please go check out I'll Be Frank. Um, you will laugh. You will hear about cases, but he does really good with families, and his heart's in it. But okay, I will stop rambling and just go on here because my dog's looking at me like I'm just talking into a box. All right, guys, I'll continue. Sorry, I had to interrupt her.
Okay, let's see a map of what we're talking about. Tell me again, Sydney, where is the car as it relates to the campsite and as it relates to Wawa's?
So the campsite is kind of directly in between both of these points we see on the map. So she goes to this Wawa's in one direction. Where her car is found is 15 miles from the campsite in the other direction. So her car is found disabled on this Lost Lane Road that goes straight through the Penn Forest. It's a popular trail, but it's rural, it's a dirt path, it's a heavily wooded area.
Hi, guys. Nancy Grace here. There is a growing crime trend the FBI calls house stealing. Criminals forge your signature, they use a fake notary stamp, and bam, your home title is gone. And use code Nancy,
Nancy, we're not using that.
250, or just click on the link in this description. Check out the $1 million triple lock protection when you get there.
Check it out. Triple lock.
A camping trip in New Jersey's Pine Barrens turns into a missing persons case. Danielle Lopez's car found abandoned and disabled. Why did Danielle Lopez vanish?
Why did she vanish and where is she right now? Listen.
3 months after Danielle is reported missing, a couple comes forward with a possible sighting of Danielle. They give cops dash cam footage of an encounter with a woman on Lost Lane Road. Around 6 p.m. April 13th, the camera catches Danielle's car seen passing on Lost Lane Road. Danielle appears to be alone. A few minutes later, they pass Danielle's car again, but this time it's stuck in the mud. A few feet up the road, the couple checks on Danielle, who politely declines their offer of aid. Danielle does not appear distressed, and the couple goes on their way, leaving Danielle in the woods alone.
That adds to our timeline, which is extremely significant. Straight back out to Danielle's mom joining us tonight, begging for your help in finding her daughter. This family has been through so much. COVID deaths, a suicide, more, and now this. The mom just wants her daughter back. Tell me what you know, Miss Quackenbush, about this couple that comes forward with a sighting of Danielle.
They pass her initially at 4 o'clock. That's in her car. They again see her at 5:50. That's the last time they saw her. The car was moved out of the puddle by some people. I think I sent you the video of that. They pulled her car from the puddle, not much further than that.
Hold on. Let's see that video, Miss Quackenbush. Hold on just one moment. Let's pull that up for everyone to see. Okay, go ahead, Miss Quackenbush.
So again, this is probably about 8 o'clock at night, with Danielle last being seen or spoken with by the GoPro people at 5:50.
Okay, here is her vehicle getting pulled out of the mud by some good Samaritans. Now, a couple comes forward with a possible sighting, and they give this dash cam footage of an encounter. It was on Lost Lane Road. The camera is capturing Danielle's car. Now, this is where she was pulled out of the mud. Tell me what the couple says, Miss Quackenbush.
She asks, you mean when she's walking, once they know she's stranded?
Yes.
They do not offer help, and she doesn't decline any help. She clearly says, "What do I do? And can you push me out of that puddle?" And when they say no, I mean, Danielle appeared no threat. She was coherent, speaking clearly to them. When they say no, she said, "Well, I guess I got myself into this, so I'll get myself out." And she just asked them the direction towards Oswego Lake. That's the direction she was last seen walking. That was at 5:50.
I want to say though, guys, I mean, it's just not safe. I know I probably would have, but I don't know. It just depends on the situation, where it's at, and how crowded that is. And if it is a well known criminal place, I mean, I don't know. It's so dangerous to stop. I can't really say that everyone should stop and help someone else, but at the same time, you can't leave her there by herself either. But I don't know that she was by herself. And I think that's what we're getting into. I'm not sure. I kind of wanted to watch this with you before I updated because I don't even know the update yet. I wanted to save it for you guys too because a lot of you did watch this with Arctic and I whenever it was on his panel. So when we had her on there, a lot of this other new information we didn't even know yet. So it's all new to me too. So if you guys have any questions or if you know something I don't know so far, feel free to say something. Definitely. Feel free.
The people that towed the car out did not report to the police or to the park rangers or anyone that there was a car out there. The GoPro people did not render any help to Danielle, nor did they call the park police or 911 to say there was a stranded female alone as night is approaching.
You know, to Matthew Mangino joining us, a high-profile lawyer, former district attorney, and author of The Executioner's Toll. Matthew Mangino, Miss Quackenbush is just trying to find her daughter and bring her home. And she is laying out time after time after time when people could have helped her, but didn't. Under our law, in our jurisprudence, there is no duty to help anyone. So as much as we feel it's wrong, it's not a crime.
Well, certainly, Nancy, it's not a crime not to render aid in a situation like this. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's lost opportunities to help somebody and possibly prevent a tragedy here. Would very easily, just call the park rangers, just call the police, just call 911 and say, hey, night is approaching and there's a woman by herself stranded in the woods. You don't necessarily have to go try to pull the car out, but at least do something, like any person in a similar situation might do. Just make a phone call. Just call the authorities, and a tragedy may be averted.
To Ms. Quackenbush joining us, she's begging for your help to try to find Danielle. So there were multiple times people could have helped Danielle. Isn't it true she actually asked them to help and you said, you're so polite, they declined?
She said exactly, "What do I do?" which indicates that the person's in an unexpected situation and does not know what to do. So that is asking for help. The GoPro people have changed their story several times based on information as it comes out, I suppose, to appease their responsibility in this. But nonetheless, it would have been a completely different investigation had they, not under any obligation, but had they, out of just doing the right thing, had called help for her.
When you say that the GoPro people have changed their story, okay, what was the first story and how has it changed?
The first story, they reached out to me saying that they regretted it. Danielle seemed kind and genuine. The later indications are that the police have the times wrong, but the police dumped that GoPro. They have the information correct. They said that Danielle said she had cell phone service and could call someone. Indications are she did not have any service in that forest. It's wooded so heavily that a lot of people don't have service out there. They've just changed up their story to fit how this story is going. Again, they didn't come forward with information for 3 months into the investigation, where the investigation initially led me to believe Danielle would not be coming back based on evidence in the car.
Positive Flushy? See. Oh, you've been there? Positive Flushy says, I've been there, no service. Do you mean no cell service? Because I wouldn't think so. A lot of our wooded areas, especially if you're going to look at an eclipse, you're not going to have that. Yeah, she says that she's partied there and there's no cell service. Thank you for letting us know that. That's alarming, but that's exactly what Sue thinks also. Thank you.
That wasn't so. That turned out to be different, and I referred to Danielle in the past tense as a result of that. I refer to her in the present tense now, but I have no way of knowing what's happened to her.
What was, Miss Quackenbush, what was found in the car?
They say nothing now. Now they come back at me and say there wasn't evidence in the car. They didn't follow the evidence. They are now.
Baby Lisa Irwin vanishes from her mother, and then she's never seen.
So they tell the mom that by evidence in the car, they don't think that Danielle's, that she's not with us any longer. And then when the mom goes in, they figure out this GoPro thing. Now they just say, "Oh, there's nothing in the car." Okay. I'm not. I'm not understanding. I'm sure this will eventually make sense, but at this point, it's like it's kind of cut and dry here. Like, what did you find? Unless maybe they found something in the car that didn't belong to Danielle. That could be it too. I hate to automatically blame Ellie because I mean I'm sure they're working nonstop on this, and even Sue has complimented them. But it is hard as a parent to think, if this were my daughter and they said, "Well, evidence in the car is kind of going toward the direction that your daughter is no longer with us," and then all of a sudden, "Oh no, there's nothing in the car." On top of all this, I don't know how the woman's standing. That's horrible. Aurora, what do you think? Like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not saying that Ellie is in the wrong 'cause I don't know, but I can't think of many instances unless what they saw in that car didn't belong to her because they don't know as soon as they hit the scene. But wow, for this poor mom to have to go through all this is just, oh my goodness, wow. Mm-mm.
Again, where is Danielle? Her mother, Sue Quackenbush, is with us tonight asking for your help. The tip line is 609-882-2000. Repeat, 609-882-2000. Then hit extension 2254. 609-882-2000. There is a $5,000 reward in the search for Danielle Lopez. Now, I want you to hear what a tipster says.
Another tipster comes forward claiming to have pulled Danielle's car out of the mud after she was last seen walking away on April 12th. The tipster says the Hyundai's partially blocking the road, so he peeks inside and decides to tow it out of the mud after spotting the keys through the window. The Good Samaritan turns the car back off, but flips on the flashers, hoping the car's owner will get the message the car has been rescued and be pleased with the handiwork on their return.
Okay, Sydney.
Oh no. So now we don't even know that she turned on the flashers whenever she hit the mud hole. Because at this rate, this could just, how many people just go pull other cars out of a mud hole for free? Okay, I'm already suspicious. Maybe it's just because it's early in the morning, but I'm not touching someone else's vehicle if they're not around it. Would you? And I mean, I'm redneck. Well, if you ask Frank, I'm hillbilly. So I'm not touching somebody else's stuff if they're not in it. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that. Maybe, I mean, if I saw her and saw that she was by herself, I would help. But if you don't see her, I'm not touching someone else's stuff. Would you?
Sumner joining us, crimeonline.com investigative reporter. Sydney, explain to me again how this tipster fits into the timeline. And now we've got that video.
Yeah, Nancy. So people have come forward since the search for Danielle began. So at first, we knew she had stopped this Wawa. We found her car a few weeks later, but we didn't know what happened after that Wawa. The tipsters coming forward, the couple with the GoPro, placed Danielle on Lost Lane Road around 4 to 6 p.m. So that's where we see that sighting. And then afterwards, this other person comes forward claiming around 8 o'clock, they see Danielle's car. It's kind of blocking the road. It's stuck in this mud puddle. So they tow the car out. And in this video, we can see Danielle's headlights on. So the car was obviously functional at this point when they tow the car out. The Good Samaritan who decided to do this turns the flashers on, hoping the owner will be able to more easily see the car in the dark, will return, realize their car has been towed, and be able to get the heck out of there. Danielle never returns to the car. That's why the battery was dead when cops find it 2 weeks later.
Okay, now a more clear timeline is emerging. Brian Fitzgibbons, can you believe there were so many chances to help her and no one did? First, as Ms. Quackenbush is relating, people come along and she says, I'm stuck. What do I do?
Okay. Here, Aurora says, and leave the lights on. He should have known that could have meant the car, the owner would be able to start if they came back. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, like, the girl would know where her car is. Danielle would know that her car was there. So I'm not sure what that is. And then Positive Plushy says that, if it's damaged, wait, I must have missed something. Excuse me. Guys, I'm sorry. If it's damaged, they didn't want it. So you think, oh, you think they were going to steal it? So you think they pulled it out to steal it and saw that maybe it was like damaged? Maybe. Maybe. Good morning, Susie. Nice to see you this morning. Thank you for joining. Sorry, I have a little cough. I'm so happy to see you guys. Good morning.
And they decline to help her. The next thing you know, and Sydney, correct me if I'm wrong, after that, another tipster comes forward and says he finds the car sitting there in the middle of the road. Well, not completely in the middle, but blocking it. So he put himself over and flip on the emergencies. But in that short of time, she goes missing.
Incredibly frustrating, Nancy. Two opportunities that wasted precious time for Danielle here, right? We have the opportunity. Number one, the couple sees her walking down the road. I understand maybe in the first instance they didn't call for help, but almost 2 hours later, to see a woman alone as darkness.
Sorry, guys. I have to give a shout out to Brady. Brady, I will be reading your flyers soon. I tagged you in there so that you knew that I was going to read them. But yeah, I'm getting ready. As soon as I get done with all this, with Danielle Lopez, I plan on reading your flyers. But I'm sure you're busy. I know it's early in the morning for us. I don't know what time it is for you, but I want to thank you again for all your hard work. Guys, if you are not subscribed to Brady, please do. She does excellent, excellent flyers. She has the sweetest team ever. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed at all. And she's super sweet too. So switching names to give you a double thumbs up. See, and she's so supportive. You want her on your team. Thank you, Brady. Thank you so much, even for popping in here. I know that you're busy. Thank you.
is setting in the woods, that call needed to be made to authorities to help her.
Ms. Quackenbush, tell me everything you observed on this newly emerging video, GoPro video.
I see Danielle. The significance of Oswego, I don't know why she was going to that lake. It's the name of the college her uncle went to. My thoughts are she might have called him from there. She's carefree. She's just cautious, and they exchange pleasantries, and she's on her way. Then they come across her stranded, and then they go on to see the car stuck and stranded.
Okay, one more time, very slowly from beginning to end. Ms. Quackenbush is seen as.
Sorry, Brady. I bet that was loud too. I'm sure you were sitting here thinking, no, I'll just type replay, and here I am blowing wigs off. My goodness. But no, if you have time and you want to join me when I read your flyers, you're more than welcome to. I know you have your hands full too with your baby, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to.
Video, LA law enforcement has not released it yet. From beginning to end, what exactly do you see in the video?
I see Danielle walking. I can tell she's confused as to what to do.
Why do you say she's confused?
Because she didn't know what to do. I saw the apprehension, like, uh-oh, I've just got myself into a situation here. That's what I, as a mother, saw. She didn't know how to get out of it. But evidently there were plenty of people around that day. And the fact that she just disappeared within that window of time.
Were the GoPro people men or women?
It was a man and a woman, according to the people, but I don't hear another woman's voice in there and don't see either one of them. The GoPro's something mounted to the dashboard. I only hear his voice.
And what is he saying to her, Ms. Quackenbush?
Can't help you.
Please join us on our mission to find, seek justice.
New Jersey State Police have searched both the campground and Lost Lane Road on foot, horseback, ATVs, and with dogs, drones, helicopters, and a Marine unit, turning up no new leads in Danielle's case. Officers say they've conducted dozens of interviews and run down every tip they have received to no avail. Cops say there is no evidence pointing to foul play, but the investigation is still open and active.
Ms. Quackenbush, what is your response to law enforcement saying there's no evidence of foul play?
Initially said it was under suspicious circumstances. They haven't said that to me. They say it's active and ongoing, and there'll be more searches. But I could watch that GoPro video about another 300 more times. I knew this investigation would be different. Either of those people that could have helped.
I'm going to Matthew Mangino with a trial in Pennsylvania jurisdiction. Alone in a densely wooded forest at night, and she asked for help, and the words Ms. Quackenbush said were, "I can't help you. I can't help you." I find that very, very unusual, to the point of being suspicious.
Yeah, it is certainly strange. I mean, at a minimum, you would say to a woman stranded in the woods, if you feel uncomfortable about putting her in your car, say, hey, go back to your vehicle. I'm going to leave and I'm going to call for help. They don't have to give her a ride out of the woods necessarily, but at least give her some direction and provide her with an opportunity to get some help. I mean, their failure to do anything in this situation not only is improper in terms of trying to find Danielle immediately or help her, but also making it very difficult to properly investigate this case because so much time passed between when she was last seen and when she was reported missing. And that's unfortunate. If they had done something earlier, at least you could have had an immediate, meaningful investigation of her disappearance, or much better, they would have found her at her car and helped her and got her out of the woods and back home.
Brian Fitzgibbons, I question the words. I can't help you. Not that I question Ms. Quackenbush. I'm sure she's telling us what she saw on that GoPro and what she heard. But that level of disregard for this young woman alone out in the woods at night on foot, asking for help. I can't help you. To me, that rises to a level of suspicion on whoever had that GoPro.
Certainly, and this is contrary to what we see in most missing persons cases that take place in the backcountry. Folks that are camping, hiking, exploring these backcountry areas.
Just love more. I know you don't mean to, but if you would please like not mouth other creators in here. I mean, there's a few that I'll probably let you mouth, but I don't know a lot of them, and I kind of don't want that drama over here because this is about missing people. But I've never watched. Is it ZS? Oh, Z's. You don't like Z's, and you. I think I saw you in ZS channel, but in chat right there. Okay. Well, it's morning. It's morning, so listen, we're probably not even awake, but if you're whatever channel it is, if you can't watch them, you can't watch them. There's some that I can't either. I get it. But thank you for being here this morning.
Areas typically provide a genuine and tremendous amount of assistance to somebody in need of help. So this is outside of the norm of what we typically see with these types of cases.
You know, I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Now, Sydney Sumner joining us, crimeonline.com. Sydney, what exactly are they saying?
According to detectives with the New Jersey State Police, they have no evidence supporting Fowler being involved in her disappearance.
Delatorre, do you ever get tired of hearing that? A young girl or woman goes missing. I remember when Stacey Peterson went missing and her husband, a cop, says, oh, she's just with her new boyfriend. That would be Drew Peterson. And everybody just accepted it. I mean, over and over, she's dead. Over and over and over, we hear, oh, no foul play. Why does that keep happening? People just chalk it off, what she slung up with another guy. That didn't happen.
Yeah, the problem is the decision making that goes into when you're conducting an investigation, because when you don't find something as an investigator, as just a human being, when you don't find evidence of something, you can jump to the conclusion that the thing that you would be typically doing in an investigation didn't happen. And that's a falsehood, right? That's a complete falsehood, because any number of things could have contributed to an investigator not finding the evidence of foul play. And currently we're seeing a lot of issues, including with this so-called couple with the GoPro, that needs to be investigated further. If you investigate under the assumption that something happened, then you can start looking for things that maybe support it or don't support it. But you can't just outright say, because then that's another issue that's coming into play with not being able to find Danielle.
Ms. Quackenbush, have you met with the GoPro couple?
No, they won't. I've asked, no.
You started to say they've asked what?
I've asked them if they would release that GoPro video to me. The investigation is with the Major Crimes Unit. It is not with missing persons. The investigation is with the Major Crimes Unit. So that indicates that a crime or something that they know that a crime has occurred.
So them saying they don't suspect foul play, you don't believe that because this has gone to Major Crimes?
Yeah, they never said that they don't suspect foul play to me. They have not said that.
So the GoPro couple, you say you have not met with them?
No, the police asked them not to have any further communication with me after asking them if I could have the video.
So you asked for the video. What did they say?
The state police asked them not to release it.
And I have to say, I know that as a mom, I would completely feel like Sue and I would want that video. But at the same time, sometimes for the investigation, you don't need that video and you don't know what's on there. So I can see both sides and you can see the pain in Sue's eyes and her heart and like I said, she will be watching this tomorrow. And Sue, when you're watching this, just know that we're with you. I've told you this before, but you're really not alone. Reach out anytime. Guys, she's just broken. So she needs us as a community to back her up. Definitely back her up. And let's try to bring Danielle home. It's been too long. This is her baby.
Why?
I don't suppose there is a why. I guess it's evidence. I can't say. I would watch that over and over and over and over, and I've only been given limited time to see it. And each time, looking for jewelry she had on or looking at it differently, but I've been allowed 3 times to see it.
Danielle Lopez is 5'4" tall, 135 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Danielle usually wears glasses and was last seen wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, blue jeans, and light-colored shoes. Sue Quackenbush, desperate to bring her daughter home and asking the public for their help. There's a limited time $5,000 reward for information leading directly to Danielle Lopez. If you have any information on Danielle Lopez, please call New Jersey State Police Missing Persons Unit 609-882-2000 extension 2554 or call the Community United Effort Center 24-hour hotline at 910-232-1687.
There is a $5,000 reward in exchange for information leading to Danielle Lopez's whereabouts. Now, everyone that seemingly passed her and did nothing is in stark contrast to this.
On September 1st, 5 days after Gabby Petito leaves a restaurant in Wyoming crying while Brian Laundrie is angry with staff, Brian Laundrie arrives in the Northport home he and Gabby Petito share with Laundrie's parents. Brian Laundrie has driven Gabby Petito's van.
Not that it's any disrespect to Gabby, but Gabby got a lot of attention, and I kind of want to focus on the ones that didn't get it. I know that makes me sound cruel. I'm not trying to be, but at the same time, I like to go to the ones that didn't get a lot, and she has a very strong family behind her. Also, let's see what Chad has to say. Laura says, I can understand the not releasing things. Still don't understand the thing about evidence from the car pointing to her not being alive and then saying nothing was found in the car. That's really weird. Yeah, I agree. That really throws me off because unless, like I said, unless when they got to the car, there was still something in that car that would give them the conclusion that she's no longer with us, but it ended up not being her but I don't know how that would happen either. You know, I'm not sure. And this is getting to be an older case now, which is even more worrisome. So what I'm going to do now is I want to share. Well, I think you have to give me a second because I've already messed this up. I'm not going to play the train wreck because it's just too early for that. And that horn that I make up there, it is super, super loud. So what I'll do is you guys can talk amongst yourself just for a second. And then I will go back over here and find it because I don't want to show anybody's personal information for sure. So I wouldn't want mine shared out there. Even though you guys will see a clone doodle bug called Doodle K. And yeah, so they've cloned me. Not my logo, but stuff about me. So if you see that, just report it or just have a conversation with them and mess with them. I don't care. I mean, you really can't hide anymore, but it's still kind of funny. So just mess with them. And with my chat right now, I know you guys will. I know. I know y'all got trolls. Okay, and like I said, her mother's name is Sue Quackenbush. Super, super, super sweet. All right, let me share this real quick because I have the description to her Facebook and I have her link to her Facebook in my description. If I don't and I'm mistaken, I definitely will. Let's see if that's it. Oh, I had that right there the whole time. All right. Make sure you guys can see this, and you can't because it is early. Yeah, they do. They do make super neat. I love their flyers. I really, really do. Actually, I can't believe that I had forgot to add wisdom. I usually add wisdom up here. If you guys aren't familiar, up here at the corner, this is wisdom. Um, she was the sweetest, but most she had a temper, but she could calm your heart, but she could also like cause a tornado if she wanted to. And I miss her so, so, so much. But she was one of my best friends. She had passed away, and Stolen Spirits made this flyer for me just as a memorial for her. And I hold it dearly. So, I mean, that's good people when you can just reach out and say, hey, you don't know her, but well, hi, Pink Peony. I'm happy to see you. I haven't seen you forever either. Oh my goodness, I need to start getting up early and start talking to these people. You guys are my good people. But anyway, this up in the corner is Wisdom Speaks. And like I said, heart of gold. You don't want to make her mad. She was loyal, but will whoop your butt. And all I had to do was reach out to Stolen Spirits and say, hey, I didn't want to disrespect her by her culture. Could you help me? There, no questions asked. They helped me. So if you're not subscribed, please, please do. I mean, they put their heart in it. And they have Zach, which his grin will just light up any room any day of the week. So if you're having a bad day, just watch him smile. He is, he's just got one of those smiles. Says, congratulations, Doodlebug. One more case solved yesterday. Yes, I was going to get to that. I know. And I'm so super, super excited. And I hate to break in with Danielle here that we're covering this. But yes, Colton Jett, he's an autistic 20-year-old with a mental mindset of 15. The mom had gotten on panel with me. She raced the little cane, us together. We got some things figured out. He was located, but and as she thought, because they lived in Ogden, Utah, he has been located in California. She's on her way there. She should be calling me soon. And then as soon as she gets all settled in, her and Colton will be joining me on panel to help other families and parents and even autistic teenagers on better ways online to try to stop that. Yes, Brady, I love his little smile. But yeah, and I think that'd be super good. I think it'll be good for Colton to talk about it, but no specifics. But I do think it will be excellent as an advocate to learn from this and how hard how she fought to find her son, how the police kind of just threw her off. They threw her off with he's 20 years old and he could go and do what he wanted to do. And as a mom, as a mom of an autistic child right now, I mean, we know our kids and she wouldn't give up. And even online, they were doing what they did to everybody else. Well, your son, you don't know, and everybody's pointing fingers. And I think it's very important to have them on panel. And it was their idea, not mine, to come back up here. And she may actually be a missing persons advocate in the end. She is going to go help for the other Utah man that's missing in Ogden, Utah. She wants to help with that first before she does it, but she absolutely wants to help. And I think that God works in mysterious ways, and Colton is safe. And he very well could have been lured out. I can't give details to that, but yeah, I mean, it was the most amazing news I had heard because had been missing since November 14th. So yes, another one down, and I'm ecstatic. I just am, especially the fact that he's autistic and this all worked out great. God is good, and if you don't believe, I'm telling you, just things don't just happen. But I'll get off my little rant and religion, hallelujah. But yes, Pink Peony, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to have them both on panel just to see how that worked and how to help other parents that have autistic children from being lured out. Children are vulnerable. All children are vulnerable. But our officers need to understand when a parent says my son is 20 but mentally he's 15, they need to be taken serious. A parent knows their child. Just my opinion. Pink says I pray that they figure out a way to keep him home and safe. I think he's learned his lesson. There are some details I can't give. I can tell you that he's probably not going to go on another adventure. It wasn't a very fun adventure for him. I can't give a lot. He's safe. He's safe, and his like I said, his mom is driving 13 hours to get there, and God love him. Prayers for a safe trip, but I couldn't imagine. That's a nightmare. But if they can take their nightmare and help other families and other children, hey, that I got to respect that 100%. And I think that is what we should do as advocates instead of pointing fingers at one another. This parent did it, that parent did it. Where's your son? We should focus on, hey, you know, how can we learn from this so that we can try to save another one? We have to. Here I am ranting again. Somebody tell me shut up. Okay. Let me go back over here because now I got myself all confused to figure out what I'm doing. All right. I think you guys can see that, but I'm going to take me off. If I can get me off here without kicking myself. And of course I did. This is what happens when you don't drink enough coffee in the morning and you just want to go live. Okay. That's what we're going to do here. I hope you guys can see this. If I'm going to read it to you anyway, so it's not going to matter. Okay. Now, this is Sue's official Facebook page. It is in the description. Aurora just laughs like, did she just tell me I could tell her to shut up? Yes. So, let me make sure I'm not muted because I will do that too. And I'm not. See, I got that part going. Okay, so this is the official, this is the mom, Sue Quackenbush's post. And reading this tells me that a lot of things got sideways in this case. Hopefully, this will explain some of the questions that we had. I haven't read this yet. When I reached out to her and asked her if I could, cover this, she said, just please get the information right. And of course, I assured her that I'm going to go off of her words so that I don't mess it up because every little comment matters. And so this is her words. So this is Sue Quackenbush. Sorry, Sue, I always say that wrong. The official missing in New Jersey 9 Pine Barrens, Danielle Lopez. Now, all this group right here, as you can see right here, now this is what's in the description. You can reach out to Sue anytime with tips, anything. Okay, as we go through here, I don't think I can make this one any bigger either. And I would be old and have trouble seeing here, but just bear with me. It says, please read and share. The documented timeline of my daughter Danielle Lopez's disappearance. There's been a lot of confusion and misinformation about what has happened before my daughter went missing in the New Jersey Pine Barrens in April 2024. What follows in this timeline is based on my phone records, text messages, witness reviews, and information shared by the investigators. This is the official and accurate timeline. I am sharing this so that public has a clear picture of what is known and what is still unanswered. Full transparency. And see, like even her wording there, I don't even know how mentally she's able to do this, but I respect her so much for it. Freddie says, me thinking of my 3 almost 4-year-old autistic son. He's a runner. He's a track star. Yeah, definitely. And then you picture him 20 years old and you can't, this kid's like almost 300 pounds, 20 years old, and he's a big gamer. You can't stop a 20-year-old from doing what they want. You can try to teach them, but mentally, if that capacity is 15, there has to be something for law enforcement, whether we try to get a law passed where they have to be trained in how to deal with autistic people, which would be absolutely amazing. I don't know how we can do that, but I would love to. But because he was 20, she got the runaround, but she didn't take it. She didn't take that runaround. And y'all are going to hear it. Just, I'm telling you, she's going to do good. She's going to do super good. But I want this to be a learning thing because I have an autistic baby. I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of us do. And it's scary. So if we can help another family, let's do it. Let's learn from it. Okay, so before continuing, I have never given misinformation to mislead or out of embarrassment. Danielle's struggles became clear after the loss of her oldest brother, my son Eric. Blaming herself led to Danielle accepting a lifestyle she didn't deserve. I helped Danielle as best as I could. She stayed with me often and attended rehab several times. As any parent, and I know this for a fact because I lost my son to addiction, you blame yourself for all of it and what you could have and should have. So I'm my heart's with you, Sue. I understand, but it's not your fault. I promise. The door to my home has and will always be open for Danielle. I invited her and begged her to come home. Danielle was coerced into going back. If I could change any part of how this unfolded, I would have. And then she goes on, God will judge the wicked. A week before she vanished. Sunday, April 7th, 2024. Danielle called me from a phone belonging to someone named Joe Jenkins. She told me, save this number just in case something happens. I saved it under his name with that note. That night, she began camping at Brendan T. Barn State Forest. Let me grab a drink real quick. I feel like Southern Gal now. Let me get a drink. That night, she began camping at Brendan T. Barn State Forest. A neighboring camper later told an investigator that when he met her at the campground, she was alone at first and that Scott showed up later. I guess we're fixing to figure out who Scott, maybe the boyfriend. Over the next few days at the campground, according to the neighboring campers' interview with the private investigator, Danielle told him she was homeless. Let's see if I'm missing anything here because I had someone that was familiar with that area. I don't know if they're still in here. It was something plushy. Positive plushy, are you still in here? Because you may be able to understand this area a little bit. Okay. Yes, you are in here. So is any of this making sense to you? And if I say it wrong, please correct me because I don't want to put any of this out as misinformation. Okay, so we're going to go and start again. Danielle told him she was homeless. She told him her dog Roscoe had died and that Scott buried him, but she did not know where. He heard Danielle and Scott arguing, yelling and screaming, including about money that she had inherited. Ooh, so now we have money that she had inherited. He said Scott sometimes left in the late afternoon and came back early in the morning, leaving Danielle alone at the campsite at night. Why would he leave her alone at night in a campsite? Most men are protective of. Okay, well, police came to the campground one night for an argument in that area. I wonder if I can FOIA that. I think I will. So the last days before Danielle disappeared, Thursday, April 11th, 2024. See, am I missing anyone? Hi, Jinx. Oh my goodness. Hi. Thank you for being here. What do y'all get up so early? I'm gonna start doing my lives early. One of my favorites. But don't tell Frank he'll be in. I'm just playing. Says the neighboring camper says he saw Danielle working on the campsite chopping wood. So she's left alone at night by herself and now she's chopping wood. Okay. Late that night, someone delivered a propane heater to their campsite. Well, that's okay. Well, Friday, April 12th, 2024. Danielle and I had our last phone call that evening. This is so sad. I could hear Scott's voice in the background. That same day, the neighboring camper posted a picture of Danielle in front of a campfire on Facebook with the caption, "My girlfriend." Hold on. I think I read that wrong. The neighboring camper says he saw Danielle working on the campsite chopping wood. Man's job. Be a man. Chop that wood. Dang it. Come on. Late that night, someone delivered a propane heater to their site. The next day, Friday, April 12th, 2024, Danielle and I had our last call that evening. I could hear Scott's voice in the background, so Scott is the boyfriend. The same day, the neighboring camper posted a picture of Danielle in front of a campfire on Facebook with the caption, "My girlfriend." So I guess a picture of her and Scott. The last confirmed day we seen Danielle alive. Saturday, April 13th, 2024. Aurora, we won't tell him. Oh, thank you, Aurora. Danielle was caught on surveillance video getting coffee at the Wawa, smiling as she left. I'm going to assume that Wawa is like a coffee shop or a convenience store. We don't have those here, but I'm going to assume that's what that is. There was a second person who left the store at the same time. Let me reread this, make sure I didn't miss anything. Danielle was caught on surveillance getting coffee at Wawa, smiling as she left. There was a second person who left the store at the the same time. Law enforcement has labeled this person her companion, but not Scott. But this individual has never been publicly identified or interviewed. Okay, now let's go back up here. Danielle and I had our last phone call. I could hear Scott's voice in the background. That same day, the neighboring camper posted a picture of Danielle in front of a campfire on Facebook with the caption, "My girlfriend." So the camper is saying that she's his girlfriend? Am I reading this wrong? They're popular up like, oh, okay. So it is like a gas station. Okay. Am I reading this wrong or am I just overthinking this? It sounds like Danielle and I had our last phone call that evening. I could hear Scott's voice in the background. Well, Scott's the guy she went to watch the eclipse with. That same day, the neighboring camper posted a picture of Danielle in front of a campfire on Facebook with the caption, "My girlfriend." So the neighboring camper took a picture of her saying it's his girlfriend. Okay, this is new information. Well, that's wild. The last confirmed day we saw Danielle live was Saturday, April 13th, 2024. Oh no. So it sounds like this. Yeah, see? Plus a year in here. Is it a party? I mean, I'm not judging because, I mean, like I said, I'm a mother of boys and lost one to addiction. I get it. I'm not judging anyone. I sin every day, but I'm asking because it's important to this case. I mean, is this like an area party? Like, listen, we've all been young once. Yes. Okay. All right. That's kind of what I was thinking. So this is probably like the party pad you're all going to go to. Back in my day, y'all go somewhere to a party pad, bonfire, do your thing. One of those kind of deals. Okay. That's scary though, because the neighboring camper posts a picture of her in front of a campfire saying, "My girlfriend." The last confirmed day they saw Danielle live was the next day, Saturday or April 13th. That's a Saturday, 2024, 9:11 a.m. at Wawa, Vincenttown, New Jersey. Danielle was caught on surveillance getting coffee at Wawa, smiling as she left. There was a second person who left the store at the same time, probably the neighboring camper. Law enforcement was labeled Law enforcement has labeled this person her companion, but this individual has never been publicly identified or interviewed. Why? 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 Why would you not? How would you not identify if his face is in the camera? Oh, I'm going to have so much writing and calling to do. So later that afternoon in Penn State Forest. Are any of you familiar with Penn State Forest? Aurora says, "That's what it looks like." The neighbor called her. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what a Bucky's is either. I know I see cups everywhere, but I don't know what that is either. Yeah. Thank you, Stolen Spirits. Guys, yeah, if you'll hit the like and share, I greatly appreciate it. I'm hardly on here, but I'm trying to get back in the groove. My computer's having a little bit of issues, but I have another one coming up week, but hopefully this one gets me through. But yeah, I think that's it, Aurora. I do. It seems like like he's been watching them. Obviously, how would he know what time the Scott was coming in and out and bringing a propane tank and watching her chop wood? Guys, don't watch a woman chop wood. Get out there and chop it for her. Come on, be a gentleman. I'm still stuck on that. But yeah, I think that's it. I think maybe the neighboring camper here is a problem. Dang. Ah, I need to get back. Freddie, I know, and I don't know about you, but I get so much anxiety that I figured this morning I would just go ahead and go live, and because I haven't been live in a bit. And I kind of don't want to be nervous the next time, but with you guys are amazing. I'm not even nervous with you guys. This is an amazing group. I'm blessed. Beyond blessed. So the neighboring camper there, and now they're saying that the second person they can't identify him. But yeah, wouldn't they be able to tell who he is by giving the statement that he saw her cutting wood and that there was a propane tank? So there has to be a way to connect those two if it's the same person. I can't see it any other way. Thank you, Aurora. I really struggle with anxiety, and I will like speed read. It's a thing, just altogether. But I would think that they would be able to, if this is the same guy and it is the neighboring camper, then I don't know how they couldn't identify him if that was him in that store, because I mean, they would have interviewed him. They would have been able to, unless that's just part of the investigation. Jinx says, "We're now I'm gonna tell, don't you dare bring that in here." I'm joking. Okay, so the same couple saw around 5:50 p.m. This oh, I've missed something here. Of course, leave it to me. ADHD here. I'm squirreling. The couple. Oh, I am totally squirreling. Okay, she caught on surveillance video getting coffee at Wawa, smiling as she left. The second person also left the store at the same time. Law enforcement has labeled this person her companion, but this individual has never been publicly identified or interviewed. Well, it's either Scott or the neighboring guy. I mean, there was only two there. How would they know it was her companion if not? Later that afternoon in Penn State Forest, around 4 p.m., first GoPro encounter. A couple driving through Penn State Forest with a GoPro camera encountered Danielle in her car. She waved them down and asked for directions to Lake. I'm gonna say Oswego. Y'all gonna have to correct me. I know I'm gonna say that wrong. Jinx, don't you correct me because I know you won't get it right either. Because we're that country. I'm gonna say it's Lake Oswego. That lake. At the point, her car was not stuck and she drove away. Okay, so she waved him down, asked for directions, and she drove off. Around 5:50 p.m., the second GoPro encounter, last confirmed sighting, the same couple saw Danielle again. Jeez. The same couple saw her again, and this time walking along Lost Lane Road. So now she's just a woman walking, and there's two of them. If there was two of us in the car, I would be giving her a ride. She told them her car was stuck in a puddle and that she had been walking for about 20 minutes and asked, "What do I do?" Okay, that right there tells me if a woman's asking me, my car's broke down, what do I do? I'm helping her. I just am. I'm helping her. And would they help push her car out? Oh, God love her. And she's a little thing too. They did not assist her or offer solutions. Instead, they drove away. Hmm, nice. Let's hope your car don't break down and you have to walk and ask somebody what to do. This is the last verified sighting of Danielle on video. Now, shortly afterward, around 6:20 p.m., the tow driver sees her car. Let me get over to chat. It says, "I'm thinking it sounds like this companion was someone else and they weren't able to identify." Well, I get that, but why would they say companion then? Because you would think, an unidentified person, but for them to say companion makes me think it's someone that was there with her, but I'm not positive. Pink says, "I'm making changes too. Cookie, baked potato in the microwave. And oh, that sounds so good. In 4 minutes after poking it with a fork, so delicious." Don't get me started on food. Okay, so let me start over. Blah, blah, blah. A tow driver saw Danielle's car stuck in a puddle on Lost Lane Road. Now, her keys were still in the ignition, but Danielle was not with the vehicle. So somehow between the GoPro, the two of them seeing her walking, and they drove away, and that was the last verified sighting of Danielle on the video at 6:20. Now, when did they say that this one? That was at 5:50. So at 5:50, they see her walking. She asks them what to do, and that's it. They drive off. So from 5:50 to 6:20, a tow truck driver comes through and sees her car stuck in a puddle on Lost Lane Road. Her keys are still in the ignition, but Danielle's not in the vehicle. He posted a photo and details in the Facebook group, "New Jersey stuck in the mud and snow and need a pullout." And I did think that was odd, but it's not. It's really not, because like I said, there's so many that get stuck out there. It's like where everybody goes, and what we called it was mudding back in my day. We'd get 4-wheel drives, we'd get mudding and get stuck. I think that's kind of what this is. Now from 6:20 to 8:30. Now he posts this on there saying, "Hey, this stuck in the mud, snow, need to pull out, whatever, I'll help you." 8:30 p.m. The car's pulled out, but still no Danielle. So the last confirmed sighting, 5:50 to 5:30. She's nowhere to be found. The same tow truck driver returned and pulled the car out of the puddle. He left the hazard lights on and so the owner could find it and again posted its location in the same Facebook group. Okay, I don't know that you're going to post twice. I mean, you're not, no one's going to leave their car. They're going to come back for their car. Danielle was still nowhere to be found. There have been no confirmed sightings of Danielle since that second GoPro encounter in the early evening of April 13th, 2024, when Danielle was actually reported missing. Wednesday, April 24th, 2024, I officially reported Danielle missing to the New Jersey State Police. Detective Alvarez has stated that Danielle was reported missing on April 24th and that they entered her into the national database and opened the investigation. Let me check chat real quick. Let me make sure I don't lose track of this over here because I know I will. Into the activation. Okay, let me get over here. What do you guys think? I mean, Aurora says, if any of you walked away from your stuck car to get help, would you leave the key in the ignition? If you're stuck in the mud, maybe, because I mean, it's not coming out. I probably would. I probably would. I'm not gonna lie. I would. I would automatically think, well, if I can't get out, they can't get out. But now I'm just a country girl where the windows are open and the doors were unlocked most all my life. So I'm curious of what you guys think just up to this point, because this may help Sue also get a different, like a fresh eyes on this. So please leave, give me some comments in chat. What do you think so far? Like, say she did leave it in there. That's only like, what, an hour's time, an hour and 20 minutes that she just disappeared? And mind you, the tow truck driver didn't just post once, but he posted twice in that group. Both times. That's a little odd to me, right? Too, right? I mean, do you guys see anything else that I'm missing that sounds red flaggy so far? Because from what I'm getting, and if I'm wrong, correct me, because I've been wrong a lot in my life. But from what I'm getting is like they were camping. The it was normal for her to be there by herself in the evening. I don't know unless maybe this Scott guy has had to work. But then the neighboring camper guy sees that she's out there chopping wood, and he even knows when the Scott's coming back and delivering propane, but he still watches her with wood. And then my girlfriend, well, where's he at? Why can't he pull her out of this hole? Brady says, I'm originally from New Mexico. I would lock my damn self in the car. Yeah, and see, that's it. That's what I'm saying. And it is I don't know the area. I don't know if Plushy's still in here. Plushy, would you leave your car keys in there? I mean, really, like, is it a place that you would leave your car keys in and think like that? Hopefully she's still in here. Oh, well, okay. Well, she's with you, Brady. She's like, hell no, I ain't getting out. Well, but what if you didn't have service, though? Would you just stay in your car until someone finally did stop? Like, how? See, this is dangerous for any woman. That's so scary. So, I mean, what do you think? Positive? You said you've been out there before. I mean, do you think I mean, we're speculating, guys. This is pure speculation. And the only reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to give Sue like an outside perspective from you guys too, because she's older. She's older than me, and here I am leaving. I'm leaving my keys in the car, saying you guys are saying no. So, and she's a little older than me, so I think she just wants everybody's like even guessing at this point because anything. So it is a party place. It is a drug place. I'm not drug like they're all drugging out and doing, but I'm saying, it's probably the place to go to hang out, watch the eclipse. And when you're young, you do some wild stuff. I did. Brady says, "Yep, my ass is not walking anywhere." Well, how you gonna get out of there though? You're just gonna hope that somebody would come and maybe just figure out, hey, Brady's missing. We're gonna come find her, or would you actually roll down your window, even Brady? Because it kind of sounds like a place like that. Like, what if someone stopped to help? You would just stay in the car and let them pull you out from the car, right? I think the saddest part about this is that she had texted her mom and said, if something happens to me. And as any parent, you don't want to do that. But when they're grown, just like I was saying earlier, you can't stop them. You can't. That's just awful. It's heartbreaking. It is. That's terrible. You're not just gonna sit and wait forever. Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, what are you gonna sit and wait forever, Brady? Or do you think that if someone stopped, you would just stay in that car and be like, if you're gonna pull me out with me in the car? That would, I think that's what she means. Brady says, I would rather fight from the car if I had to. I came from the hood, girl. See, you wouldn't think that. You're just so sweet and so innocent to me. I just can't see that. Okay, well, till daylight. Okay, till daylight. So you're okay. Well, that makes sense then, because like I said, I'm just a country girl. I don't know what Jinx would do. I don't know if Jinx is still in here, but me living in such rural places, I mean, it's. Aurora says yes. Who was that Joe with the phone? Yeah, like right. Yeah, let's go back and look at that. Oh, that's the wrong one. Because when it comes back up here to Joe, and I'll read this faster because I know I went through it and I kind of just picked it apart. But there's been a lot of confusion. Before continuing, let's see where she say this at. Danielle called me from a phone belonging to someone named Joe Jenkins. She told me, save this number just in case something happens. That's great. Aurora, that's great because how do we know that Joe wasn't at that store? Allegedly, all speculation, just in my opinion. Jinx is in here says, yeah, I'm used to the mud and know how to get myself out. Well, see, that's it. If she high centered in there and she's by herself, she couldn't. Like, there's sometimes you can't get yourself out. And this was like one of those things. And she wasn't familiar with this area. And it was you'll see on here, like, it was in there. I don't think she could have got it out on her own. But would you have left your keys in the car to go get help, or would you have stayed in the car? Oh, Brady, I grew up in a place nice. But look at you now. I mean, see, it's just part of it. Break cycles for sure. Okay, so Joe here. Yeah, Aurora, that's good. I totally missed that. So Danielle called me from a phone belonging to someone named Joe Jenkins. She told me, save this number just in case something happens. So Joe would be there because why else would she have that number saved? So Joe has to be in that area. Now, do we know that Joe is the neighboring camper? Maybe, but we don't know that. That night she began camping at the forest. A neighboring camper told the investigator that when he met her at the campground, she was alone at first and that Scott showed up later. So she got there first. Scott showed up later, but I'm wondering who Scott is. The next few days at campground, according to the neighboring camper's interview, still don't know his name. Danielle told him she was home. Danielle told him she was homeless. She told him her dog Roscoe had died and that Scott buried him. So Scott almost has to be her companion because why would Scott bury her dog? But she did not know where, which is odd because you usually know where your dog is. So unless Roscoe had passed away there at the campsite, I don't know what that is. So he heard Danielle and Scott arguing. So yeah, if they're arguing, there's a good possibility that was her companion. Yelling and screaming, including about money she had inherited. When Scott, he said Scott sometimes left in the late afternoon and came back early in the morning, leaving Danielle alone at the campsite at night. Well, I'd like to know why he's so nosy that he knows what's going on at all times at her camp. That is a red flag. Police came to the campground one night for an argument in that area. Well, yeah, I guess so. You probably called them. I mean, you're noticing everything's going on over there. The last days before she disappeared, the neighboring camper again says he saw Danielle working on the campsite, chopping wood. Later that night, someone delivered a propane heater to their site. I don't know why they're getting a propane heater unless they have a Coleman stove or there's other activity. Daniel and I had our last phone call that evening. I could hear Scott's voice in the background, and I think that's going to play out in this. I think Scott's voice being in the background is going to play out in this. Definitely. By the way, ladies carry a small bag, of course, of cat litter. You never leave your. Yeah, cat litter, I think for me, has worked like for like snow, but you'll see, Jinx, you'll see like this is a huge, huge mud hole. But yeah, kid you let her work. So the neighboring camper posted a picture of Danielle in front of the campfire with the Facebook caption, "My girlfriend," which is odd to do if you know that the girl at the neighboring camp has a boyfriend, Scott, and you know they argue. That's really odd. The last confirmed day we seen Danielle live. Okay, she was caught on surveillance. We went through that. Law enforcement had labeled her companion, the person, her companion. Now, her companion has to be the one that was with her, which would have to be Scott. Because Scott was the one she was arguing with, and the tent and the propane. Unless she had two and Joe Jenkins was involved, but it doesn't say anything about that. And that's just pure speculation. And I don't want to disrespect her like that. But this individual has never been publicly identified or interviewed. Why? They have him on camera. Somebody knows that face. I'm sorry. Later that afternoon in Penn State Forest at 4 p.m., first GoPro encounter, a couple driving through, and this is where they saw her. She waved them down, asked for directions. At that point, her car was stuck, and the people drove away. At 5:50, the second GoPro encounter, the same couple again saw her, this time walking along Lost Lane Road. She told them her car was stuck in a puddle and that she had been walking for 20 minutes and asked, "What do I do?" and whether they would push her out. They did not assist her or offer solutions. They drove away. This is the last verified sighting of Danielle on video. Well, that's heartbreaking enough. She wasn't driving in. No, it's not an electric car. It was a gas car, front wheel drive, I believe. I could be wrong about front wheel drive, but I do know that it's gas powered. So the tow truck driver comes up and he sees the car. He posts on the Facebook page, "Hey, is anybody need pulled out of here?" Then he takes it upon himself to just go ahead and pull the car out the second time. The same tow truck driver returned and pulled the car out of the puddle. He left the hazard lights on so the owner could find it, and again posted its location in the same Facebook group. This so the owner could find it. I mean, what? It's her car. Danielle was still nowhere to be found. There has been no confirmed sightings of Danielle since the second GoPro encounter early in the morning on April 13th, 2024. When Danielle was actually reported missing was April 24th, 2024. I officially reported Danielle missing to the New Jersey State Police. Detective Alvarez has stated that Danielle was reported missing on April 24th and that they entered her into the national database and opened the investigation. The same evening, I texted with Scott Dunn. Here's some key parts of that conversation. Scott first told me, "She left the campground Wednesday, I think. When I got there, she and the car were gone." Now, hold on a minute now, Scott. You can't be delivering propane and you guys getting into an argument if maybe I'm wrong here. The same evening, I texted Scott Dunn. Here are some key parts of that conversation. She left the campground Wednesday, I think. When I got there, she and the car were gone. When I asked what day he saw or spoke to Danielle, he said Tuesday, and then clarified 16, meaning April 16th. This directly conflicts with the evidence that Danielle was last seen alive by the GoPro couple on Saturday the 13th, walking away from her stuck car. Wow. Oh my goodness, Sue. Let me come back over here and check chat. I can make this bigger, guys. I'm sorry. I should have done that. All right. So I've missed a couple. See. Nobody needs keys to pop a vehicle in neutral gear. Yeah, that's true. But she had to find somebody. She couldn't push it out. Somebody would have had to have helped her. She wasn't driving an electric car. Nope. But if it was Scott, wouldn't they have been able to identify him? See, I was thinking that too, but not if Scott didn't go to that store and he just went to that camping spot. Because remember, at the store was the other unknown companion. It said this companion was never identified or talked to. Yeah. But the phone number went to this Jenkins guy. So that kind of makes you wonder, you know. I know, Bratty. It's so sad. I just these young women, they have no idea the dangers, and neither did we though. I can sit here and say, "Oh, they need to be more careful," but I've been in places I shouldn't have been at 20 years old. Says, "Oh, so it was daylight when she was walking. My bad." Well, no, it wasn't at first. Like she got stuck at night. But yeah, then it was early morning the next time. Yeah. Yeah. And that's crazy. So what do we think so far? I mean, I'm thinking the name Jenkins is going to come up for a reason, because why would she give her mom that number and say if something happens? That's so sad. No mom wants to hear that, especially when you know your kid's struggling. Trust me, I had one struggling. It was a nightmare. All right. Okay, so we'll go again. When I asked the day he last saw or spoke with Danielle, he said Tuesday and then clarified 16th. This directly conflicts the evidence that Danielle was last seen alive by the GoPro on Saturday 13th, walking away from her stuck car. Wow. Wow, okay. In the days that followed, Scott's explanations changed several times in these messages. He has, I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? Make sure I'm not muted because I do that so much. Okay. So, given different in the days that followed, Scott's explanations changed several times in these messages. He has given different days for when Danielle supposedly left the campground. He claimed he left her safe and sound at the campground, that other convinced her to leave. So he left her safe and sound at the campground, but others must have made her, convinced her to leave. Blame different people in different versions of his story. All right, Scott, now you got to get your stuff together. These contradictions matter. They are part of why many consider his behavior a major red flag. Yes, ding, ding, ding. I am one of them. That's wild. What's going on here? Environmental events that may be important. In the days that Danielle vanished, sorry, there was a small fire on April 22nd near her campground area, apple pie fire. Oh no. So now all of this, and now near her camp, there is a fire. A much larger fire. The little fire was on the 22nd. A much larger fire on April 24th in a different area she had talked about going. County Lane fire. So a small fire on the 22nd and a larger fire on the 24th. That's not good. What are the odds that two fires would be right there that close? Right? Or am I just overthinking this? Ugh. Man, that's terrible. On May 1st, a water hole near Lost Lane Road was drained by Forest Fire Service and law enforcement as part of a search related to a missing person whose car was found nearby. That missing person was Danielle. Okay, so they found her car. So a water hole near Lost Lane Road was drained by Forest Fire Service and law enforcement as part of the search related to the missing whose car was found, and it was Danielle's car. And this is her mom's words. I am not claiming these fires are definitely connected to her disappearance. Or definitively, oh boy. I am saying that happened in the same general corridor, within days of one another, shortly after she was last seen, and they were significant enough for law enforcement to drain water looking for evidence. Uh, why I am sharing this. I'm sharing this timeline so that the public knows Danielle's last confirmed movements on April 13th, 2024. People understand that she did not just take off and disappear by choice, and with no history or keeping in touch. The contradictions in key statements are visible and cannot be ignored. Now, anyone who was in Brenton T. Barnes State Forest, Penn State Forest, or the surrounding areas between April 7th and April 24th, 2024, can think back to what they saw or heard. if you were at Wawa in Vincetown on the morning of April 13th, if you drove or hiked in Penn State Forest that afternoon, evening, especially near Lost Lane Road or Osiego, fought or saw wildfires in that region in April 2024 or have information about people named there, please contact law enforcement and please feel free to reach out to me directly or private message me. Even something that seems small might help connect a piece of this puzzle. Please share this post so this accurate timeline and facts to as many people as possible. My daughter is not a rumor or a story. She's a real person who is deeply loved and deeply missed. I will not stop fighting for the truth, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your attention and assistance. And this is from her mom. Wow, that's horrible. That is. Let me come back over and see you guys first before I show you the rest of this. Oh goodness. Yeah, definitely lifting her up in prayer. And I know that Sue is she's not prepared, but she knows, she's a very smart woman, that there is a good chance, but she's not going to lose that hope. She wants her baby home. Either way, she wants her child home. So I mean, how it is a party place, so it does make me wonder with the Jenkins thing. So what do you guys think? I mean, I know Scott's story changed, but we got to figure now. He's bringing propane. I need to know if there are substances, because when there is substances, you can't interview anyone without a sober mind. You just can't, to get facts, because their facts change constantly. Do you think that maybe she could fall on and gotten hurt? Do you think maybe this is definitely foul play? Because in the beginning, they said there was something in that car that told them that she's probably no longer with us. And then they changed it right up and said, "Oh, nope, false alarm." And I think that alone is telling. That's weird to me. I mean, was that even her car that the guy saw? And why would the tow truck driver just pull it out and leave it? I don't know. I, I don't know. This is crazy. Yes, that part. Yeah, see, that's it. Like, and who's the tow truck driver? Is the tow truck driver also the people with the GoPro? I'm sure Sue would have put that in there if so. But twice they went by this girl and twice they didn't help her. That's kind of shady too. Where were you going twice that you couldn't help her to her car or get a hold of someone, or even say, "Hey, let me take you to you get service to use the phone." I don't know, guys. This is terrible. Okay, so this part, I'm trying to get this off here, but I don't know if I can get that part off. So that's why that kind of looks like this. Yeah, that's not gonna let me. This is the NJPI agency. James Ramsey Investigates LLC would love your feedback. Now, he pretty much just says the same thing, thank you. She's thanking him in the agency for stepping in and helping her with Danielle's case. And he has been a huge, huge help to her. Absolute help to her. And thank you for that. Here is, let me get this. It took me back up there. There's Danielle. Look how beautiful. Just gorgeous. She's gorgeous. And they did put billboards up and got nothing. They even had billboards up in that area, right there where everybody goes to party, but nobody knows anything. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can believe that. There was one other picture I wanted to show because it shows these people. There it is, right here. Okay, so this is a little weird, and I'm sure this is strategically put here. Of course, this is Danielle. And I'm gonna guess that this guy over here is Scott because he looks like somebody that she may be dating. This might be the neighbor, the little neighboring nosy, or this guy. I'm not sure, but there's a reason why these two are on here. I don't know which is which. I don't know who is who, but I can tell you that she's not gonna want to be with these guys. So that's worrisome. I wouldn't think. I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong, but this is bad. But I'm sure that they put this out for a reason. That these faces, and if you know these faces, please let me know. But I do believe this mama has put this stuff up here for a reason. This face, and obviously he's in jail. Um, this guy with the tent here, I'm thinking he's the nosy neighbor, too lazy to go over and help a girl cut some firewood. And this right here is probably Scott. Just all speculation. I'm not positive of that. I can't prove any of that. That's all my opinion. Not anybody in this chat. It's all mine. Hey, CRG, thank you for joining. But yeah, this is a very, very God. It's heartbreaking. Even just for Sue, I can't imagine that. And her just one bad thing after the next. It's just so heartbreaking. Terrible, terrible. And here, let me share this too. This shows their family a little bit, and they have a beautiful family. I mean, just beautiful. And there's so many people that don't even have families, and they actually had, a large family. Yep, this is the mama's thing here. Oh, I didn't share it. Imagine that. You guys are supposed to just read my mind. Okay. Yeah, this is Danielle and her brothers. Yep. I've come across a Colorado case that infuriates me. Chris, honey, you find some cases, that's for sure. If I need a case, I know who to go to. I hope you're having a good morning, Chris. But yep, this is Danielle here and her brothers. So then let me go back over here. I'll quit sharing this so I can go over and get some flyers. All right. Okay. Oh, come on. Brady, do you feel like joining me this morning? You don't have to if you don't want to. I know you were not prepared for any of this, but I know that we had talked about joining one day. If you don't want to this morning, that's completely fine. I'm sure your little one is ready to go. But if you do, you're more than welcome to come up here. But if not, I completely understand too. And this StreamYard's making all these things weird. Okay, I'll come. Oh, okay, great. All right. Make sure I have that copyright. Okay, there's a link. We'll wait on Brady to get in here, and then she can tell us about these flyers. Because I promise you, and they work so hard on these. There she is.
Well, hi there, beautiful.
Hi, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for coming up here. What an
I'm
honor.
exhausted.
I bet you're tired. Oh,
Today's my son's birthday party. My son
how
is here.
how did
But
it go?
no, it's today.
Oh, it
Today.
is today. Oh,
It's today. Hi, beautiful people. Um, so the flyer that you have up right now,
uh-huh.
we made this tonight. I've been talking to the mother-in-law all night long for the last 3 nights.
Oh,
Yeah, actually was like, well, I actually was making a video for somebody else earlier.
yeah.
But so this one is just now out. This is all the information we can get out. That's all the information anybody has. So do you want me to touch on it for you real quick?
Yeah,
I didn't
sure,
I didn't know
absolutely.
what this is what you were showing.
Yeah, it
So
is. It is. Yeah.
Alexia, I don't know if you have her flyer. Do you have her flyer?
I'm gonna go through if it's in your Facebook, I have it.
Yeah, can you pull it right now?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. I just
No,
tap
no,
it.
no. I'm thankful you're here to see. Would it
No,
be near this one or down a little bit?
it'd be down a little bit.
Okay.
And sorry, I can't read chat when I'm in here.
Oh, this was a sad one too.
I know.
Uh,
Beautiful babies.
there's Justice, Zane Patrick.
I need to start going live again. like I need to do my flyers, I need to do my stories, but I've got so many people that I'm talking to, and I'm just
We have
like so busy.
we
Keep
have
going down.
okay,
No,
going down.
we're looking for Alexia.
Alexia. Okay.
Keep going.
And
I'm
it's
sorry, I
alarming
do
that
a
there's
lot of flyers.
yeah, it's alarming that there's this many.
Isn't that heartbreaking? That's what I mean right
There
there.
she is.
So,
There she is.
is that her video? Okay, go down a little bit more.
Oh,
So that's her or that's her video.
it's really is it normal to
Okay.
have this many, Freddie?
Um, a lot of people think this is like a new thing, but it's not. This has been going on for generations.
Oh,
So I have a cousin that was murdered over 33 years ago, and her case was just barely solved a few years ago by one of my good friends that is a PI. I won't say his name on here because he's pretty well
right.
known.
Right.
But yeah, her case was barely solved, and I also have another cousin that went missing years ago, and to this day he's still missing. And I kind of think I solved his case. I kind of think I know what happened, but
Oh, well, good and bad. I mean, it's good for some
yeah,
it's like
um,
bittersweet. Ugh.
yeah, I'm not ready to go there yet. But
Aw.
so, anyways, I've been talking to Alexia's mom. She breaks my heart. My thoughts and prayers are with her and Alexia. So, Alexia is in a relationship with this guy. Does not sound like a good guy. So he's the guy in the picture you see at the bottom of the screen,
Okay.
and he is allegedly abusive, a user. And when I say user, I don't want to. A lot of my people, a lot of this goes back to years of how we grew up, how I don't know how to say it right now because I'm half
Culture,
asleep.
like just normal culture, like unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's on
So,
her Facebook page.
yeah, if you go and yeah, and you
Yeah.
can go and watch some of my lives and you'll see like I'll explain it on there and stuff too. But anyways, he's doesn't seem like the best person or whatever. And so there's questions on if she left because she's was scared of him and it was like, threats, or she's trying to protect her family, like whatever. Either way, she's from Billings, Montana, or I'm sorry, um, Browning, Montana, and she went to Arizona with him, to Phoenix, Arizona, and
Oh,
she was trying to get back to Montana. So
oh,
she was supposed to get a bus back, and her mother was trying to send her a bus ticket. And she had, the boyfriend was supposed to give her mom an address to send the money, and then she never heard from him again. And so from
ever?
that, no. So from that day, like they never even got the money. So from that day, she's been missing.
Oh,
And there's been no signs of her. So we made this flyer for her and put it out there. We're trying to push this out there. Her face, she's so dang pretty.
oh, she's
Um,
gorgeous.
isn't she?
Yes.
So we're trying to get that out there. And then last night I was talking to the mom. She called me and we talked for a long time. Then we talked again this morning and all day long. So then now you could go back to the flyer you were showing.
Okay.
Sorry. I just came up here and I didn't know what flyer you were showing. I just wanted to
All
say
right.
hi. That's
Don't
all.
you dare say sorry. Listen, these are your flyers. It's an honor to
Well,
have
you're
you
the
up.
first to hear this story, by the way, because
Oh,
this is like nobody else has heard this. Like, I'm the first one to interview her or talk to her or anything. So you're the
yeah. So,
first to
and
hear this.
and for you to talk personally to them, I mean,
Well, you,
oh, this is short. I'm sorry.
well, I love you and I'm glad to be here to do it on yours.
Oh, well, I love you too. Is this the one that Alan Ray Horn?
Yeah. So, okay. So Alan Ray Horn is the ex-husband. The mom thinks they may still be legally married, but so we're going by ex-husband. And this
Okay.
is all the information that the mom has on him. And I had to use my math skills, which we know, you know me. are not that great. My son is autistic, ADHD, SPD, all the things, and he is a number. He is amazing with numbers. I, however, am not. But this is, we're pretty sure he's 38 years old. Um, he he is, the mother loves him. He also went missing in Arizona. He has one sister that has nothing to do with him. That's all he has left. He has a grandmother that is in a nursing home and
Oh,
doesn't know anything about anything anymore, like,
yeah.
and so he doesn't have anybody out there. And but this mother, Alexia's mother, has a big place in her heart for him.
Oh, so she
And
doesn't suspect him at all. She thinks just
no, she does not suspect him. She suspects, like, if anything, it would have, it's more the guy that she was with is questionable.
with both of these disappearances.
No, not with him, because
Oh, oh,
he was gone before, but
okay.
with Alexia. But the thing is, he also is in Phoenix, Arizona, so there's no saying if she reached out to him,
Get
and maybe
him, yeah.
there's no saying. But the mother also is concerned about him, so she wants him found. She did a police report on him early this morning and had me make this tonight.
Oh, this
So
poor woman. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
and so she's like, begged me to put this out. She didn't have to beg me, but she begged me to put this out to let me know that, if we can find him, she's willing to take him in also. But she's hoping that by putting his face out there and his name, that maybe her daughter found him and they're hiding out together, or, maybe if you find one, you find the
Oh
other,
yeah, that
or
would be great. Best scenario if
yeah,
they're together.
so, but this is all the information we have on him. So that if you look at the bottom picture on the left, you can see them both together. That's her on there as well.
Oh,
So, but yeah, that's the story on them. There's not much information, but pretty much what I told you is what it
yeah.
is for both of them tonight.
Oh,
Like I said, you're the first to hear this.
oh,
Whoever's listening is the first to hear the full story on
oh my goodness.
this.
How
So.
common is this? I know that we talked a little bit about it earlier, but I mean, and I know that it's just like common because of like culture in the area, but like how we say like every 40 seconds, is there like any kind of statistic on how they go missing more than
This
the
has
other?
been going on for generations. This has been going on forever. Like people think it's new. Like when cases like um, Emily Pike happened because
Yeah.
she was so young and because the way she was found. Um,
That made me mad, I'm not gonna lie. That made me very angry because no one cared about that case until of how she was found, then it was everything,
exactly,
and that's not
exactly. And then they blow up, and then there's people that have made groups that some are using them to, subscribe here, do this, do that. That's not what this is about. It's not
no,
what it's about for me. Um, to me, it's
yeah,
heartbreaking. Like I said, I have a cousin that is still missing, and I get close to these families and I take it very personal. And it's like, if you know me, like you know me, and like Chris
yeah,
in chat knows me, I
right.
have a hard time when it comes to we have to mark a flyer, somebody's deceased. I
Oh, I
have
know.
a hard time the next
Yeah,
day coming back on and wanting to post more, but I can't stop because
if you
they need
stop,
to be
who's gonna
shared. I
do it?
can't,
Yeah,
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 I can't stop because I know there's other people, not everybody. There's so many amazing people out there and so many amazing people. I love for you to share my flyers because I know your heart.
yeah,
And
I'm a softie, I am, I'm a
but there
crybaby.
are some people that have shared that I've not been too happy with because it's not just a picture. It's not just a name.
Yeah,
It's a human being. And like, with the Emily Pike case, they're part of her family's from Denver. I have corn growing in my backyard and Emily in her memory because we went to her memorial and her aunt gave me this little thing of corn to grow in her memory and we did that. Like I went to Iowa to be with the Decorah family. Like I was a guest of honor. That like to me, it's like it's not a game. This is serious business. If it's been happening for generations. Like I said, my family is one of them,
No.
and it's like hard for me. My baby, and I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to tell my story. I
Right.
adopted him when he was 43 days old. He's my blood. He's Native American. I couldn't let him go to foster care. He was born addicted. He was born premature. He has now, because of all the stuff, he has ADHD, he has autism, he has SPD, he has digestive issues, he's special needs. I
Huh?
would not trade him for the world, but there's no way, seeing what I've seen, knowing what I know, that my baby was going to go to a foster home.
Right. And let me just
I
add,
know I'm
he
totally
is
off.
cute.
I'm
And
totally, I
I
know I
have
totally
to add
just,
that he is just cute as a button too. Y'all,
he
he's
is
just
cute as a
oh
button.
my goodness. Oh,
Today's his birthday. Well, not his birthday's Monday, but we're celebrating it today.
how
And
old
I
is
know
he?
I totally
3?
took he'll be 4.
4. No, you can take it. The girl take over anytime you want to.
No, I know
Ah,
I totally did, but I just want like your
anytime.
group to know that like
Yeah.
this is serious. It
Yeah.
happens way more, and because of like the reservations and stuff, the laws are different. And there's so many cases that get lost in the cracks. There's
Do
so
they
many
look?
cases.
Do they actually search, or is it kind of just like, well, they ran
No, not all the time. Okay, so like if somebody goes onto the reservation and commits a crime
uh
that are not Native American, the tribal police and the police on the reservation cannot prosecute them because they're not from the tribe.
Well, that's
Because they're not from the
uh,
reservation. So then they have to rely on the police from the city police from wherever they're
yeah.
from. Well,
Uh,
they're not going to do it because it happened on reservation land. So there's so much there. It just doesn't happen unless the FBI or BIA get involved, and they
and
get
at that
lost.
rate, good luck, right? I mean,
Yeah. And so it's like, and then one of the biggest problems that I come across and that infuriates me, and I can say this because I've seen it with my own brother. I have a brother that is addicted, that is homeless, that I've tried to help several times,
mhm.
that I've put in rehab. So I'm not ashamed to tell my
Right,
stories
right. It's
because
a cycle. It's a brutal cycle.
it is. But I've fought in court with my brother against my brother, but like, on the opposite side, but there's like we're sitting in court. My brother is like brown as can be,
Oh,
and we're sitting there, and they keep saying when each person talks, they have to say his name and his
mhm.
race and da 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 da, and
Right,
they keep referring to him as white. Well, you got to
oh,
remember, my brother is addicted and very
right.
emotional when you're coming down,
Oh,
and they
now they
kept referring to him as
overreact.
he was white, and he
Uh-uh.
he kept cutting in and saying excuse me, like trying to say, and they wouldn't listen to him. They kept saying, no, this is what you are, and he was like, no, it's not. So finally
Oh,
I had to step in and say, excuse me, like, what are you trying
mhm.
to do, erase us? This is what
Right,
we are. And
right,
so it like turned into this big thing, and then but when I talked, they like listened, but then at the end of the day, they still had them marked. So when I'm pulling cases, and especially where I come from, New Mexico, and I don't know why that's one of the worst places. When you pull, okay, say it's MMIW, you're pulling cases and you're trying to pull native cases, right? Well, you'll pull all these cases,
and they don't say native. I've noticed that.
the
They don't say native.
Spanish names and the Native American names. I know the names because that's where I come from,
Yeah,
right?
right.
They will have them all as listed as white people.
Welcome, Lisa.
So
We do
then you
we do have a question that says, how far apart did the 2 go missing? The ex and the female?
So
How
he went missing in 2024, and
okay,
yeah. So he's been there's not a specific date for him. Like I said, he doesn't have anybody, but that's the last was December that the mother-in-law can remember.
okay. All right. I just didn't wanna forget, sorry. We both have
Yeah.
ADHD, so you have to bear with us because we squirrel everywhere.
Oh, I squirrel big time.
I do too. I'm terrible with it.
So yeah, so it's just real. It can be really hard, and it's like I said, it's like very serious, and I
So is
get
it Spanish names or is it the native name or is it
it.
the Spanish name? Because I think a lot of your
No, it's
people.
both, and it depends where you come from. Like I come
Okay,
from New Mexico, so in New Mexico, there's a lot of. So I won't say any names.
right.
Um, but there was a creator that at one time I had marked on a flyer. One of the missing persons was Spanish Native American. Well, that's what I am. And a comment was made, why would somebody do that when that's the same
Now
race?
hold on. They made that comment about your flyer.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then why didn't they ask you why you did it and not do it on a
I
live?
don't know, but I was in chat.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Okay, let me explain this. Spanish people are not Native American. Native people are not Spanish American. Like those are two
Well,
different
yeah.
races.
Right.
But
Right.
depending where you come from, like I come from Farmington, New Mexico. It is so there it most people there in that area are Spanish natives. It depends where you come from. But they are two different races. Not all Spanish people are Native American, not all natives are Spanish. Like
And
it's two different races.
just so I'm not misunderstanding, so a creator read the flyer and then said they don't understand why you put Spanish and that on there.
Yes,
Wow. Oh,
they said
you know what?
Spanish people are Native Americans. No, honey, they're not.
Oh
They're
my
not.
goodness gracious.
So I got offended, but it's okay. Like we worked it out. Like we all understand now. Like whatever. But for like you have to know the culture. It's like at least look into it if you're going to do it. Like even me being the race, I still mess up on things. I still it's can be confusing, but at least like
Yeah, well,
don't
look how many
question it. If
questions I ask you. Like I'm constantly asking you questions like, is it
girl, you should see how many questions I asked my mama.
oh
My mom can cuss me out in Spanish, English, and native all at the same damn time.
oh now that's funny. I
Yeah,
can't
it
help
is
but
so
laugh
funny.
at
It is so funny. I love my mommy. But yeah, it's just, but I just want people to know that it's like, it is a thing and it does happen and it's been happening for centuries and it's like, it's not going away. When people like, something like happens with Emily Pike, like, it was so big and oh my God, it broke my heart.
it was
But
only big
it
because
doesn't stop there, though. It doesn't stop there. There's several stories like hers. Don't use this just for that one story and then forget about it. Please remember us. Keep remembering. Like
yes,
keep. You know
these
what I'm
people are not
saying?
content. Yeah, that's it. These missing people are not content.
No, we're not numbers, and
No.
and what a lot of people don't understand about me too is because my page is MMIWG. You know me. I don't cover just MMIWG. I
No.
help your page. I help other people's. I'm not part of your group. I'm not trying to take credit for your group, but I help other
Oh, I don't
people's
have a
pages.
group. I don't have a group.
Well,
I'm
your
solo.
page, you know what I
I'm
mean? But I
solo.
give other races, I always give groups or stories to because I want everybody covered. And on my personal page, I
Yeah.
cover everybody. And I like so I'm not covering just one, but MMIW is a sorry, I get all crazy. Is
No, you're fine.
it's gets the least attention and I have to push it out there for my people. Like it's just like so important to
Yeah,
me that it's
definitely.
the least covered and it's just something that I feel really strongly about and I want it done the right way. And a lot of people don't like the way I run my page to where I don't let everybody just post flyers on my page because if I make a mistake, I want it to be my mistake. I don't want to have to, get upset that somebody else or that, I've had when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing, but I work with like Navajo Nation, like different groups that have told me do not let people do that because when I first started, there was a flyer put on my page that they were found 3 years ago, 3 years before.
Oh
So
my
I
goodness.
am picky with my page, and it's for a reason, though. It's not because I mean it's for a
No,
reason.
and it's because you care about each and every person on there, and each one matters. And it's not like you just post a flyer to be posting it. You talk to these families. You connect with these families.
I do, and I love them, and I love everybody, and I love like I love everybody. I love all races.
Yeah.
I'm just a nice person.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes that kicks us right in the rear end most of the time, but it's
It
working.
does me a lot. It really
Me
does.
too. Girl, me too. But at the same time, it's like if one gets found safe, it keeps you
Yeah.
going that next day.
Oh, definitely.
It's so
Definitely.
rewarding in that aspect. It really
And
is.
on my page, I do cover Mexicans because they're most Mexicans, well, they're native.
Hmm.
And I do cover Spanish people
Hmm.
because a lot of them are, it's, I'm just weird. So either
Well,
love me or hate me. I'm just weird.
Lisa's
But
giving you the heart. She's giving you hand hearts over here.
thanks, guys. Well, I'm sorry I came up here and totally turned.
No,
I'll let you go. I'll
seriously,
let you go back to work.
no,
I just
listen, you are welcome up here anytime. And anytime that I'm doing something wrong or I say it wrong, well, I don't have to tell you. I'm always apologizing. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said it right, but at least I do try. And I do try to make sure that each person
You
gets
do amazing. You do amazing, and you feel it with your heart, and I love that about you.
it's
And
just hard with names sometimes. I don't want the
no, I totally get it. I
I
was
just
laughing the other day when you kept saying, "How do you say that?" And I was like, "Dulce,
yeah,
dulce.
I'm like,
It's
oh no.
dulce.
Yeah, I was like, oh no,
Candy.
I'm
It
messing that
means
up.
candy. Dulce, candy."
Yeah,
I was
yeah, and
kidding.
it is hard, and I'm sure it would be hard for
I'm
you
kidding.
also.
No, I'm totally kidding.
I know.
Totally. But anyways, I'm sorry I did this,
No,
but not that I did this, but I'm glad that you were showing Ellen's flyer. Like I said, this
yeah.
one just came out tonight.
Oh,
Nobody else has seen this. Nobody else has shared it but you. But now you guys know he's connected to Alexia's case,
yeah.
and her case is pretty new. So they
So
go
please
hand in
share.
hand.
Please share, share, share. Share it from her.
Yes.
When you guys share her flyers, please share it directly from the page or from the YouTube page, only because it's so hard to update, and these families don't need to click on their computer or their phone and see that reminder constantly because that really is like reliving it.
Yeah,
That's hard.
there's only a couple of things that we ask is that when you share from like our flyers, please try and share from our page. That way when we change something on our page on our flyers, if we mark located or deceased or whatever, when we mark it on our page, it changes on yours as well.
Yeah,
If you copy and paste it, it won't update on yours. It'll just
right.
still show them as missing.
And
And
that's hard to update.
the other thing is if you cannot do that, at least hashtag us in.
Right.
If you like share the video on something else where you can't just hashtag us. That's all we ask, or give us a shout out, or
Yep.
whatever. That's all we
And
ask.
right, and don't make fun of the flyer because if you don't like the flyer, use somebody else's. Right. And I don't
Yeah,
want to sound mean, but really, who would use somebody's flyer and then mouth it? That's not.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's happened a couple of times. I don't get it.
This is a cruel game. I'm telling you, it shouldn't even be a game. It should be loving everybody. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not content. These
My
are
group is a really good,
yeah,
solid group, and like I want people to know a little bit about my group because
yes. Please do. Please do.
everybody thinks that this is easy work that we do, and it's not. I am a 57-year-old lady that I have I should say 4-year-old son now that I adopted
Oh,
that is special needs. My partner Nicole is amazing. She works a full-time job. She also has a special needs daughter. And our partner Zach, he is special needs. He has cerebral palsy. Our partner his name's Jason. We call him Funky. He just had a liver transplant because
oh
he
no!
has the same blood disorder that I have. So
Prayers for him. My goodness.
we thought we were gonna lose him there for a little bit. So he's out right now, and our other partner Barb, she's been out for a while too because of personal circumstances. But so there's only 3 of us working right now, but we're all busy, busy people. And like I said, the 3 of us left right now all have special needs issues. So we got our hands full, but I do this day and night. I haven't even slept tonight, and we have a birthday party today.
I know.
Yeah,
I could. It's odd. I couldn't sleep tonight either. Like all night long, I tossed and turned. I was like, you know what? I don't know, something about it. I was like, I'm just gonna go live and read flyers.
well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad
Thank
you did, and
you.
I'm glad I got to share these 2 flyers with you, especially
Please hug
because
that baby for me for his
I
Amazon birthday.
will.
That's adorable. I just can't get over
Yeah.
that.
He's having an Amazon birthday because my son don't like cartoons. He's too genius for cartoons. He likes Alexa and Amazon, and I had no idea how to have an Alexa birthday, so we went with Amazon.
I wish I could tell you it gets easier, but my 10-year-old likes to correct me on my speeding and tell me that it's a safety breach for Santa to come in, that it's all a hoax, and I've lied to him. And yeah, so he's safety police, so it doesn't get any better.
This kid told me in the store in front of everybody, I picked up a new Stanley Cup, and he told me, "Mama, you need to think about that.
Oh,
You already have one at home, and that costs money." I was like, "Damn."
yeah, yeah, and it's hard because they don't have filters. So like even when mine got his haircut, he told the lady, she said, "Did you like it?" And he said, "No. Would you like a Sheldon haircut? Because that's
Hey,
what you."
man, though, you don't mess with somebody's hair. You do
I
not
know,
mess with
but I
somebody.
was like, "Boy, you can't do that." And he's like, "So
I
he
would
said,
have
that's
said, "You
for
tell
mine."
him, son. You
Yeah,
tell her, son."
not me. I was like, "If it hurts feelings," and he's like, "I'm not going to lie." I'm like, "Okay," and I can't teach you to be a liar either. So I'm in trouble, you know.
All right, guys, I will let you go and get back to
All
work. I'm
right,
so sorry I
you
took
did.
so much time,
I
but
apologize, and you are fine. These are
I
these
love
are
you. You
yours.
guys have a
Love you
great
too. Have a
day.
good
Have a
day.
great weekend, everyone.
Hug him for me. Tell him happy birthday.
I will. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Oh my goodness. I love it when she comes up here. She is just so sweet. So sweet. So do we have any questions? Aurora always laughs at the kids. She's like, "Oh, those kids." It's not easy dealing with cases that are upsetting people. You know, Chris, honestly, it's not, but it needs done more. It's not easy, but and I know people always say I cover the hard ones, but who if you don't start covering cases that start upsetting people, nothing changes. I cover cases that upset people. I don't want people to be upset, but you know what? Sometimes people need to be upset. They need to see fact and reality. And some of these cases that are disturbing, they count too. And I think in my heart, that's why I pick those because, like she said, it's not just hers. It's a lot of them, a lot, a lot of these. Okay, so we went over this one. Lisa, what are you doing? And I already know the answer to this, so I'm just going to assume that you're at work because Lisa is a workaholic. That's what she does. She works. I'm starting to think she has like her own little mattress at work and she never leaves there. Yep. See, she's at work because she's just not even, she's gone. She's like, I'm here. No, you have a day off? Oh my goodness. Guys, look out. She's going to have a whole day of stuff. Okay, so the next one we have Kimberly Michelle Iron, aka Kimberly Bear Claw Iron. Make sure you guys can see that, okay? Yeah, I think you can. 26 years old. She's female. She's American Indian or Alaskan Native. She has brown eyes, brown hair. She is 5'3". She weighs 130 pounds, and she's missing from Billings, Montana. If you think that you have, she's been missing since December 1st. If you think that you see her, please try to remember her face, a distinguishing mark, anything that can help you try to remember her face, please contact Billings Police Department at 406-657-8461. Oh, these two. Oh my goodness. Those little faces melt my heart. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can make this. Yeah, I can. I don't know why I did that. So we have Sahari and Madison Flores Rosales. Sahari is 5 years old. She's female. She has brown eyes. Madison is 3. She's female, and she also has brown eyes. Their father is a Mexican national and entered in the U.S. illegally to visit the children. It is believed he took them without permission. And they're missing from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and have been missing since May 26, 2025. I don't think I have to tell you guys in chat to be respectful. I know everybody in here is because everybody cares. But just in case, I just had to say it. There might be more over here. Let me make sure. Nope. Okay. We'll go to the next one. Isaiah. Oh, ready. I wish you were up here. Jeremiah. Okay, I'm not going to, guys. You know I'm not good with this. I mean, no disrespect. He's 29 years old. He's male. He has brown eyes. He has black hair. He's 5'9". He weighs 220 pounds. He was last seen wearing a red shirt, blue jeans, green Nike shoes. He was last seen in the area of Subway 100 Phillips Road, missing from Farmington, New Mexico, and he's been missing since November 25th, 2025. If you have any information about Isaiah, please contact the Farmington Police Department at 505-334-6622. We have Justice Maine. Justice is 15 years old. She's female. She has brown eyes, black hair. She's 5'4" and she weighs 160 pounds. She was reported missing from the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation area, missing since December 1st, 2025. That's a couple of them with December 1st, 2025. If you have any information about Justice, please contact their police department at 406-353-2933. We have Zane Patrick LaFountain, 17 years old. He's male. He's Native American. He has brown eyes, black hair. He's 5'10" and he weighs 160 pounds. He's been missing since November 20th, 2025. And he's been missing from the Sentinel Butte, North Dakota. I'm sure I said that wrong. I apologize. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please contact the Golden Valley Sheriff's Department at 701-872-4733. Looks like he has a tattoo on his right hand, made in a cross. It looks like on his second finger. We have Lillian. Lillian Graywater is 17 years old. She's female. She's American Indian. She has brown eyes, brown hair. She's 5'5" and she weighs 130 pounds. She's missing from Bismarck, North Dakota. She's been missing since October 6, 2025. Please take a good look at her face. Look at her little smile. She has a little round face. I would remember that face. If you have any information about Lillian, please contact the Bismarck Police Department at 701-223-1212. Let me check chat. Make sure everybody's good. Any more? Hi, Mark. Thank you for joining this morning. Yep, I think I caught up with that. Okay. We have Devin Molino. He's 15 years old. He's male, indigenous. He has brown eyes, black hair. He's 5'9". He weighs 270 pounds. Last seen wearing gray jeans and a black jacket. He was last seen at a residence of 120th Lane Southeast in Renton around 5 p.m. He was headed to an unknown direction. Missing from Renton, Washington, and missing since November 6, 2025. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please contact 425-430-7500. Mark, did I miss Miss Doodle talking about Colton? Actually, I said a little bit about him, but I will show his flyer. And yeah, is located safe. Absolutely. That it was like amazing for her to call me. Definitely amazing. We have Brandon Baptiste. He's 22 years old, male, indigenous, dark brown eyes, dark brown hair, fresh cut on both sides, longer on the top, has a goatee. He is 5'11", weighs 154 pounds. He was last seen wearing gray sweatpants, light blue winter jacket, white sneakers, white baseball cap, silver or gold chains, and stud earrings in both ears. Tattoos of BB and Old English letters on her arm. Did I say mouth? Oh, okay. Under his arm. Loyalty on the outside of his left forearm. Mole on the right side of his neck. He's missing from North Battleford, Saskatchewan. I always get this wrong. Saskatchewan? I know I said that wrong. I apologize. Missing since August 8th, 2022. Please take a good look at his face. Him being missing since 2022 is alarming. Looks like his tattoo is right up here. That's a nice tattoo. I mean, you would remember that, right? I would. If any information, please contact their Battleford RCMP at 306-446-1720. We have Mekhi Waters Pelly, 21 years old, male, indigenous, Grassy Narrows First Nation. Light brown eyes, brown hair, 6'2", weighs 200 pounds. Now, the tattoos is a smiley face and cross on fingers and a semicolon butterfly on the left hand, scar on the middle of his neck. OPP has confirmed that Mecca is deceased, however, his remains are yet to be found. So, anyone in this area, hunters, hikers, what? Please be on the lookout. I know you don't want to, but a family needs their loved one home. He's missing from Kenora, Ontario, Canada. Come over here and check chat so I can quit yapping before I lose my voice here and get a drink. Yes, he was found. Colton Jett was found in California. Lisa Joe, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. This kitten is psychotic. Well, I mean, cats are they real aren't all cats psychotic? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to cats, but they're just like look at you and like knock your cup over. I'm not real big with cats. I like dogs. And how are your dogs doing with the cat, Lisa? But you train your dog so well. Mine would not do good. My dog would probably just pee on the cat. I don't know. I have one of those kind of dogs. I'll send you videos. Oh, okay. All right. And we have Violet Rose. Violet Rose is 31 years old. She's female. She's Native American. She has brown eyes, black hair. She's 5'1". She's 140 to 180 pounds. Her tattoos are pictured her left arm. She has a small AZ, and by her right eye, design on right wrist. She's missing from Phoenix, Arizona. Has been missing since August 20th, 2021. I think what we'll do now is I will switch over since I have locks in there. Let me go ahead and take these off. Guys, if you her page is in my description. I have shared it in chat a couple times. People have been losing their channels. I don't know if it's from links. They're calling it like sub to sub and link to link. So I don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm not going to share a lot in chat, but I will share in the description of this live. Let me go back over to Facebook and see if I can get Matt's real quick, and we'll do a couple of his. He does a lot of he's been doing a lot of cold case ones too, which is super important. I'm not saying they're not. I like that he does the cold ones too. But some of them I know I will not be able to pronounce, and I do not want to say these wrong. I don't. I really don't. So he's got some from pretty far back. I think that one might have been found. Let's do this one. David Clayton Kipp. Now, he has on here that the missing persons flyers from 1986. David Clayton Kipp, missing since March 4th, 1986. He's missing from Fort Worth, Texas, and he was 22 years old at the time of his disappearance, and he's Caucasian. The circumstances is David Kipp was last seen March 4th, 1986 in Fort Worth, Texas. Few details are available in his disappearance. If you have any information about the missing person, please contact the agency listed below. And that agency would be Fort Worth Police Department at 817-392-4442. This says, dude, it's better to cover them and pronounce them. Yeah, I'm just so afraid that the family would be like, wow, who could cover that flyer and not be able to say the name? But I hate skipping them. I do. It's almost like I'm picking and choosing, and I don't want to. I don't want to disrespect the family. Athena Linnell Rogers has been missing since October 2nd, 1985, from Georgetown, Texas. She was 35 years old when she went missing. She's 5'4", 100 pounds, and she's Caucasian. Athena Rogers was last seen hitchhiking in Georgetown, Texas on October 2nd, 1985. She has never been seen again. Foul play is suspected in her case. She was last seen wearing ragged jeans and carrying an orange backpack and a handgun. If any, wow, that threw me off. I was like, well, a handgun. If you have any information about the missing person, please contact the agency listed below, which is Williamson County Sheriff's Office at 512-943-1300. Am I just talking and not showing you guys? Look what I'm doing. Seriously? Y'all are just letting me talk and talk and not show it. This is what I get right here for blocking Aurora on accident. Uh-huh. She's getting her revenge. Okay, let me try this again. My goodness. What have I done? uh, that's so funny. Yeah, thank you, Aurora. I'm just talking and talking. Aurora's like, oh, hey. Remember when you blocked me? Yeah, you're not showing your screen. Oh, it's funny, but not funny. If I don't do this at least twice, I mean, is it really one of my streams? There we go. I'm playing, Aurora. I'm playing. I didn't look over in time. I'm not blaming you, I promise. But that would be the ultimate thing. Okay, let me do this again. Look at y'all letting me make a fool of myself. Not that I can't do that on my own. I'm doing pretty well with that. All right, let's do it again. This is Athena Linnell Rogers. She's been missing since October 2nd, 1985, from Georgetown, Texas. She was 35 years old when she went missing. She is 5'4", 100 pounds, and Caucasian. Athena Rogers was last seen hitchhiking in Georgetown, Texas on October 2nd, 1985. She has never been seen again. Foul play is suspected in her case. She was last seen wearing ragged jeans and carrying an orange backpack and a handgun. If you have any information about this missing person, please contact the agency listed below. And the agency is Williamson County Sheriff's Office at 512-943-1300. I know Matt had one. It's a very disturbing one, but it needs talked about. It's a little girl. I'm sure most of you may have seen it if you follow him at all. He didn't want to put it out. It was that bad, but not that I'm picking and choosing, but this little girl, her face needs her face definitely needs seeing. He may have taken it down. It was that bad. He may have actually removed it. Yeah, mm, he may have. Okay. So this is Kathy Marie Musgrove. She's been missing since August 5th, 1985, from Corpus Christi, Texas. She was 27 years old when she went missing, 5'11", 130 pounds, and she's Caucasian. Kathy Musgrove was last seen in Corpus Christi, Texas on the 15th in 1985. Had moved there from Indiana that year. Now, she's never been heard from again. Foul play is suspected in her case, which remains unsolved. If you have any information about her whereabouts, please contact the Texas Missouri Persons Clearinghouse at 1-800-346-3243. I really wish I could find that little girl because that would be some of these are super, super old, and I do know that Lily Zaid has been located deceased. I know I did share his flyer before I realized that on Matt's page he has a little section just for that, and I didn't know that. But I did find it. I think he did take that down. He did. All right, so I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to look up Colton real quick for you. Because him and his little adventure. Oh, did they take that down? I better go to my page then. I don't want to put personal stuff on here. Because you know he's all over my page. And please remember Conrad today. I know that I share this a lot, but the one that's charged with his death is at home with her family for the holidays. And Conrad, they don't have him. But she's out on bond, on house arrest. Ugh, I won't even get into it, but look at that little face. If you happen to see him, oh my goodness. If you happen to see this, please share it out. I mean, he deserves his justice. Small town, if it's not shared out, he won't get his justice. I also made this for him, um, just because he has to be the cutest angel. He just has to be. Couldn't see it any other way. And I know I've got. We also have Gustav. I'm going to do this one Gustav Ray Bland. I don't know that I'm going to be able to make that bigger. Oh, I guess not. Look at me. Can you tell I haven't slept? There's the Danielle that we were just going over, and she has a $25,000 reward, guys. If you have any information, think of what you could do with that money. Just make that call. Deanna. Definitely Deanna. You guys know that I went and I did one on Deanna already. She's missing from Canada. She got on the wrong bus. She struggles with some mental issues. I don't know how many of you are from Canada, but please, please, if you see her flyer, please share it. Please, please. And I know I have Colton all over here. Oh, look at there. But I have Colton all over here, and I don't know why that would. There he is. Okay. Colton Jet. So you guys know I did my live on him. The mom was up there rearing a bucket, and God love her. She's got that fire. She's got that spirit. And you know what? That fire and spirit took her to her son. Because when everyone else told her she couldn't, and everyone else told her, hey, he's 20. He can do what he wants. And she says, no, he can't. He can't tell time. He doesn't know what money is. She fought her ass off to save her kid. And she's on her way down there to get her kid. You know what? If you're listening, Bobby, I'm amazed. And I have to praise her. Even when they told her you can't, and she's like, my kid, my rules, I'm getting him. And she did. She absolutely did. So Colton here, he is located safe. And soon we will be having Colton and his mother on panel so that we can learn from this. So Colton can explain things that maybe we can teach our younger children not to do, or things to look out for, and for her to tell us how she turned into a warrior overnight and just told everybody to go to hell and that she was going to find her kid, and she didn't. Because I got to know. I got to know it all. All right, guys. I guess I will get off here. I don't even know how long I've been on here. I'm in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Wow. Couldn't sleep in 2.5 hours. My goodness. I've just yapped your ears off. But thanks, guys. Thank you for coming in here. I'm really surprised I even had anyone today because I did start so early. Thank you. And just please, please, please share. It doesn't have to be my flyer. It can be anybody's flyer. It doesn't even have to be anything on my page. But please, if you see a flyer, share it, because that could very well be your loved one. Be kind, be humble, just love one another. Even if you don't like somebody, just block them. Just block them. Act like they don't exist. Block them. Or don't. Whatever. Lisa's like, don't tell me what to do. I'll troll them. All right, guys. Well, I love you, and I hope you have a great day. And I know I will see you guys later in somebody's chat. Yeah, Lisa's like, no, bad idea, dude. Nope, I'm trolling them. All right, guys. Thanks again for being here. And you never know. I might get a wild hair and come back live later. Probably not, but we'll see. But have a great day. I'll talk to you after a while, because I'll see you. Bye.
Hearts that hurt, they find a friend. In every truth we help defend. For the bully, for the gone, we'll keep their legacy strong.